Check 1 2 1 2, bitch.
What up, everyone? This is episode 87 of the iLLogical Sense podcast. This is your boy, Busby.
And over here, it's your boy, J.C. No.
What's
cracking, bro?
Chilling. How's your Cinco de Mayo?
I didn't do shit.
Me neither.
Was not trying to do anything. I had homework. Larissa had an event that she put on at work for all her employees because since she's management, it's kind of like a employee appreciation thing. She had to work, so she ended up sneaking out like 6 bags worth of cotton candy.
Nice.
And then earlier this weekend was my brother's girlfriend's birthday, so Friday night she had a little event.
That's what's up.
So I ended up stashing like 3 to-go plates. Pretty much what I ended up doing all day.
I worked. So I was kind of glad. No, I'm kind of glad because I made some money. But
that's true.
And plus, out here in San Jose, Cinco de Mayo is like the only time these Mexicans out here really just go crazy. I mean, so, and it looked a little bit more crazier this year than other years, so I'm kind of glad I just worked because, yeah, motherfuckers all had all that Hennies and shit, man.
It looked wild. We were coming back from my place because she came over to pick me up. She was talking to my mom. So when they got done talking, we ended up getting on this 680 to 280 merger. And it's just like legit blocked up. And we're there on the freeway for 30 minutes. And we're like, checkpoint? But then I started thinking about it. I was like, why would they do a checkpoint on the freeway? It doesn't make any sense. As soon as we get up, big old accident. Already right there. And I'm like, man, I just pray that it was not alcohol related. But knowing the way the night was going, that's a reach. So as soon as we got off the freeway, I got in her apartment. I was like, we're not leaving until the morning. That's how that goes.
I did go to the movies, though.
Nice.
You know what I saw? Infinity War.
Yeah, of course.
4th time in a row that I'm addicted to this fucking movie, man. I don't know what it is about this movie, but...
K.O.D. was written for you then.
K.O.D.?
Addiction.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm addicted to good shit. Last time I watched a superhero movie in the movie theater, like more than like 3 times, was The Dark Knight. So that just lets me know this is a classic.
Okay.
Like, dude, it was all over Twitter. I've been addicted to it. I've been looking at like predictions and analysis for the next Avengers movie. It's like, man, hurry the fuck up already, man. It's like crack. Like, nah, man, you can't leave us like that. Oh, shit. Yeah, we're delaying.
No, I'm not delaying anything. You're not delaying either.
We're not delaying it. We're just prolonging it because it's like last week Kanye lost his mind on Twitter. And you heard how mad I was.
Yep.
And then Kanye said, "Oh, just wait on it. There's more." So after we were done recording, Kanye released the behind-the-scenes footage of him and T.I.'s conversation. Huh?
Did they ever?
Yeah.
Did they ever?
Yeah, it was exactly what we predicted what it was going to be. Like, what's it called? Ye versus the People. And it was exactly how we envisioned it. T.I. was there just sitting there talking to Kanye about, why his beliefs are stupid, trying to get a good understanding of it. And then when the video just kept going, you kind of see T.I. just got tricked into fucking doing this shit.
Legit.
You could literally see the look on his face when he was recording. He was just like, fuck, why did I do this shit?
Oh, easy. Easy.
He knew the backlash he was going to probably get. He knew everything. He was just like, whatever, I guess I'll do this shit, partner.
You know what it was that he agreed to do it, and I felt like he kind of thought he somewhat had control until he got done spitting, and then that's when they went up to the boards, and then he was just sitting there, and I think that's when they hit him like,
shit.
What in the fuck did I just do?
No,
Did I did this shit?
Oh my God! I saw that clip from Breakfast Club. He did the fuck serious. No, look at me. He did the fuck serious.
Did this shit?
I did the fuck did. No, look at me. Did the fuck. He did the fuck serious. The most southern shit I've ever heard in my life, man. He did the fuck serious. And he even, every time he does those interviews, he just has this look on his, like he has this look on his face, just like, like I tried to talk to him, and this nigga did the fuck serious about this shit. But wait, there's more. We're gonna keep going. So,
God, there's more.
So that when did all this shit happen on Wednesday? When did we put the shit up? Because all this shit happened. It happened on Tuesday, last Tuesday, right?
As soon as we posted it up.
Yeah, and Kanye pretty much dropped.
Well, obviously not as soon as we posted it up because it's in 3 hours. But yeah.
So Kanye finally posted the interview with Charlemagne. You know that was anticipated and shit. It was like an hour and 45 minutes, and other people were like, "I didn't watch all that." Man, shut the fuck up. Yes, you did. You watched all of it because you wanted to know what Kanye was gonna say, like everyone. And what did we learn from this interview? Nothing music related. So if you're gonna go there thinking he's gonna talk about his albums and shit like that, and talk about the music business and who he's feeling, who he isn't feeling, no, you ain't expecting that.
I mean, I don't necessarily think that we learned anything in terms of something different. If you've been following this, all that was reaffirmed to me was that he's not crazy. Yeah. He knows what the hell he's doing.
He just has a really fucked up mindset.
He's just snapped.
Yeah.
But even in this, it was kind of like, see, this is the thing. When I saw it, it was, okay, now we have some clarity. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, now there's some clarity. And
even though he was looking like a golden lord.
Right. But one thing that I kept anticipating it because I was just like,
he gonna say something stupid, isn't he?
Something's gonna happen and Charlamagne's gonna look at him wild, and then that's pretty much gonna be the end of the interview. And to my surprise, it didn't happen. However,
he did say a lot of stuff that was kind of interesting. Like, for starters, he revealed that when Charlamagne brought up the whole Jay-Z and him and Hov still talking shit, he admitted that he legit felt the type of way that him and Beyonce didn't show up at his wedding.
Yeah, and what confused me about that was, he said, I know y'all was having y'all own problems, but y'all still could have made it. And I was like,
I did catch that.
I was like, huh? Like, if you knew they was having some issues and it wasn't about you, but you trying to input yourself into their marriage to make it to your wedding ceremony, like, I was like, nah, something's off with that.
Something's off. And then he talks about Obama, and he reveals that he legit felt a type of way when Obama called him a jackass after the whole Taylor Swift shit. And he was mad that he didn't get invited to the White House. And he was mostly mad that Obama didn't apologize to him. Yeah. And I'm sitting there like, really, nigga? And then everything kind of started making sense. Okay, maybe you acting like a child and you're siding with Trump because you just want to get back at Hov and Obama. Right. I mean, sometimes I don't want to rationalize this shit, but sometimes it kind of made sense. It's the only thing that kind of makes sense to me because he's just kind of just out there. And then he was revealing, that he was on pills. He was addicted to opiates, and he said that he had a mental breakdown. Like he said at the beginning of the interview that he legit had a mental breakdown at the end of December, like last year. And he said that, it was awesome. I was like,
that caught me off guard, too. I was like, wait, what?
What? Because he said he finally had clarity about certain stuff and all this other crap.
But, I mean, that's the thing. It's like, his wording is so horrible.
Yeah, he's the worst communicator ever.
Like, it's so horrible that his wording, because the thing of it is that I understand what he's saying. Mm-hmm. It's just, as the years have gone by, you just choose not to defend it, because it's like, I'm not going to look like an idiot on your behalf because you don't know how to communicate.
Yeah. And everything, and the whole interview, also he was saying he was addicted to that, and because we get to later why he was addicted to them damn pills. Yeah. And then another thing that really caught me is towards the end of the interview, Charlamagne asked him if he is on medication, and he's like, yes. And he asked him, does it still help? Does it help? And he got very quiet. Like, he got quiet for a good 10, 15 seconds, like he was trying to figure out how to answer the question the right way. He was trying to word it perfectly, and he just said, well, it's imperfect. And I was just like, huh. Mm-hmm. That's what I said. I was like, huh. And in my mind, I'm going like, so you telling me the medicine doesn't help you? I'm like, oh, okay. That was kind of like eye opening. It's like, okay, now I'm kind of scared for his mental health because he's really just like not there. So what was the other shit he talked about in that interview? Talked about why he feels Michael Jordan should be on the $20 bill instead of Harriet Tubman.
That as soon as she said that,
my mom heard that and she turned around like, what?
As soon as he said that, I was like, here we go.
Because he'll say some real shit and then he'll say some stupid shit, all in the same sentence.
Actually, I'm glad you brought that up because I think I tuned out at that point. And I think that's the point that brought me back in. And I was like, he didn't say that stupid shit. So I just went about my business. I didn't even bother to rewind it. So I'm actually glad you brought that up because, no, it wasn't when the interview ended that he said something stupid. He actually said something stupid at that point where I was like, bruh, every time we try to give you an opportunity, you still on that
But
shit.
The thing about the interview was that it kind of gave us clarity of that it could have reeled some people back in, you know, like
it definitely did that.
It kind of yeah.
It definitely did that.
It kind of reeled people back in.
Being.
It reeled people back in. Like, okay, Kanye isn't crazy. It was a great look for Charlemagne because this is he got his little Oprah Michael Jackson shit on,
right?
And yeah, it was like he did say some stupid shit, but we could tell he's not as crazy as he looks. So he could have just posted that interview and chilled. But Kanye was like, nah, no, I'm going to go to TMZ today. No, I'm going to go to TMZ today and give them more of my mind because I'm a free thinker. And that's one thing he kept emphasizing. It's like, what do you think is more annoying, fake news or free thinker?
They're both fucking
It's
annoying.
like, because he wants to be, he calls a definition called a free thinker, like, don't let society or anything try to stop you or control you on how to think something, like, free your mind and think for yourself. So he thought for himself, and he took his free thinking ass over to fucking TMZ.
When did TMZ become the moral compass for all of this type of talk?
Harvey don't do nothing. They come to him.
That's what I'm saying. But just how did we get to this point?
Hey man, TMZ, they're the ones that reported that Michael died before anybody. That's how they got their start. That's how that really pushed them. They're the Grim Reaper, and they could really fuck up your career. Just ask Kanye. He self-sabotaged himself. So, I'm sitting on Twitter still watching this damn interview with Charlemagne, and then I see a quote come down my timeline and a clip.
Yep.
When you hear about slavery for 400 years, that sounds like a choice. Like, you was there for 400 years and it's all of y'all? You know, like, it's like we're mentally in prison. I like the word prison because slavery goes too direct to the idea of blacks. It's like slavery, Holocaust Jews, slavery is blacks. So prison is something that unites us as one race, blacks and whites being one race. That we're the human race.
Yeah, y'all heard that. This nigga said that slavery was 400 years of slavery was a choice.
What kind of shit is that?
Then laughed. And then when you saw that black dude and Harvey just kind of gave him a stone cold stare like, you remind me of a jackass.
You remind me of a jackass.
He clarified it. And
I'm quiet for a reason. I'm going to let you finish talking and I'm going to get on that.
And it was just so, I just kept watching it. I was like, oh my God, did he just say this shit? He did just say this shit. And then another clip came out, what's his name? Van Lathan, right? Van Lathan. And Kanye was like, he pretty much asked the whole staff, because they were all listening to him, does anybody hear me? Does anyone know how I'm feeling? And Van Lathan just got up and he just gave him a piece of his mind. He represented, not T.I., he represented the people about how I fucking felt. And he pretty much, in the nicest way possible, called him a jackass.
He basically was saying, I don't think you're thinking at all.
And he's like, and then the last thing he said, it was clearly my brother, I am hurt and disappointed by you. And then Kanye walked over there and said, I just want to give you a hug. And I'm sorry I hurt you. And the look on Kanye's face when he was saying all this shit, the look of, like, he had that look on his face like when when your mom's yelling at you and you fucked up. That's the look he had. And that was just a clip. And I'm just sitting there like, this nigga, you really had to say that, didn't you? Yeah. Twitter just went ablaze, and then I was like, they said, yeah, TMZ is gonna release the whole interview today, and I was just like, I gotta watch it. So I sat and watched the whole hour of this, and it was worse than the clip. First, Kanye was cool, and then he kept talking and talking and talking.
What he was saying too was just.
And then
I want to tell all y'all this, and he turns around and he's just like, "I got liposuction because of y'all." I'm like, don't put that shit on everybody else.
Because I don't want to be called fat like Rob, so I had liposuction and I was addicted to opiates.
Yeah, now when he got to the opiates, that's when I stopped laughing. But when he said I got liposuction for y'all, I laughed. Then it didn't help that 50 was doing the same shit on Instagram, and then he
as a motherfucker.
Yeah, he goes, "Wait, what? You have fat ass," and then, so that didn't help. When he got to the opiates, it was like, you just off the rocker. Like, even though you're not crazy, you off the rocker.
No, and then he said he was straight up like, yeah, I'm supposed to be on medication. I'm supposed to take this 3 times a day, but I took a 911 earlier, so this is how I'm feeling right now, man. I'm happy, and I know the African American community is disappointed, but I'm just doing what the universe told me to do. This motherfucker. Man, and then it helped that he had Candace Owens there. That made it worse.
Oh, that did, man.
Just like 2 Uncle Tom ass niggas, and it just hurt seeing that because it's like, man, I wish your mom was here. That was the moment I said, I wish your mom was here to see this, bruh. I wish Donda was here to see it. And I'm just sitting there looking at this shit like, is this real life? Is this really fucking happening? And then he goes and says, like, how he says something about black on black crime that really just pissed me off. He pissed off people on the TMZ staff when he said that how is it that everyone gets mad when a white man kills a black man, but when it's black on black crime, no one says anything. And I'm like, Kanye, I wanted to throw something at the TV like, you stupid motherfucker.
Well, you know what was funny to me, and I'm glad that the Joe Budden podcast had brought it up too, was that when Van said, "I'm appalled," and then they were laughing like, you know how fucking off you gotta be to get Van appalled? Like, he done seen some shit at TMZ. You know how off the rocker you gotta be to get him to that point?
He's seen a lot of shit, man. And I've heard of Van before, but like, yeah, and he's always like the chillest dude, but just to have that piss him off like that, oh man, it was just a whole fucking disaster. And social media was even worse. And I think the one that was really heartbreaking was when GLC went on Instagram and went on a whole rant about it. And and he just said like, "What the fuck? How did this shit happen?" I knew this shit was gonna happen. If y'all don't know who GLC is, that's one of Kanye's closest homeboys. He was on College Dropout and Late Registration. He was there with Kanye since the beginning. And then they got distant when he got with the Kardashians and all the other shit. Ism. And he pretty much said, how did it get to this route? I knew this was going to happen. And the last quote he said, that kind of broke my heart. He said, "I'm sorry, Donda. We really tried our best."
Yeah.
That shit hurt. Because he knew his mom on a personal level.
Yeah, he's been his boy since they were like teenagers. Maybe even younger than that.
Really that long? That's how long he knew him?
Yeah, they grew up with each other.
And shit. So this just lets you know that this nigga Kanye is just... And then the whole slavery of choice shit. Then he tried to backpedal on Twitter, but it was too late. Like the people, and then they tried to show the other half of the interview when he was saying like, you know, slavery, like we're slave to our own thoughts and mental capacity and shit. Which I understand. That's the thing. I understood what Kanye was trying to say. But nigga, what the fuck?
I wasn't gonna come out and defend that shit. I was gonna be one of them type of people. And that's the thing too, man, is
people and their fandoms get in the way of shit.
I don't give a fuck what he was trying to say. Well, let me segue into that by saying this. So I really was trying to wrap my mind around this whole thing.
I don't know why.
Because to me, I'm gonna say this. I was hurt by his statements, but I wasn't hurt by it because it was Kanye West. I was hurt by it because now he gave ammunition to strong conservative right-wingers. Well, here's a black man that you guys have loved and praised over the years, and look at him. He's saying that you guys were enslaved and that was your choice.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying? Spokesperson for black people, Kanye West. Exactly. Mr. George Bush don't care about black people.
Me being hurt by it had nothing to do with him. I've been saying this. As soon as he came out with the assholes line on Father Stretch My Hands, it was like, it's only a matter of time. So it could have been anybody. But the fact that it came out of his mouth and he's already made his stance on where he stands in terms of politics, even though he really don't be saying shit, which makes it sound even worse.
And then that also makes it worse when he asked about his shit with Trump. They asked him, do you really feel he doesn't like black people? And he doesn't answer the fucking question.
He doesn't answer anything. They ask him, what do you like about his policies? He doesn't know anything. So
Go on.
God always works in great ways, because as I was trying to figure out how to comprehend all of this, I see this tweet from the official History account, because History Channel History has their own account. And there's this story that was up there, and I'll put this in the description so you guys can read along with it. Basically, the story is the last slave ship survivor gave an interview in the 1930s. It just surfaced. And this was an article by Becky Little. To make a long story short, this woman, Zora Neale Hurston, was I don't know if this was a memoir or she was putting a book together of this, but she was chronicling what took place on the final ship that came to the Americas.
Yeah.
So she happened to come across this man, Cujo Lewis, who was born in what's now the West African country Benin. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. And his original name was Kosula. And when he was 19, he was captured. Now, as I'm reading through this, and again, I won't go into too much. It's a short article, but basically, all these interviews have now surfaced, so now they're actually going to put the book out. And the reason why she wasn't able to release the book was because she wouldn't change his dialect, because it was that of a former slave.
Yeah.
And the publications weren't trying to have it, so they never dealt with the book.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go through and just read an excerpt from this man. I want the listeners to listen to this and not listen to it as me trying to imitate or mock this man's dialect. I want you to try to catch it and see for yourself if this was a fucking choice or not. Quote, "We very sorry to be parted from one another," Lewis told Hurston. We 70 days crossed the water from the Africa soil, and now they part us from one another. Therefore we cry. Our grief is so heavy, look like we can't stand it. I think maybe I die in my sleep when I dream about my mama. End quote. That sound like a fucking choice to you?
Fucking Kanye. See, this is the shit that really irks me. The reason why I don't like watching Roots, I don't like watching fucking Rosewood or 12 Years a Slave, because that shit pisses me off for obvious reasons. And then for Kanye West to say that, who was the son of a dude who was a Black Panther, his mom was an educated PhD woman that knew about race issues and shit like that, for him to fucking go out and say that and support a hoe ass nigga in office, nigga, what the fuck is wrong with you? And just to have all his wife and his friends actually co-sign it. Just seeing all these people that co-sign what he said because they love his music. I love Kanye's music. Like, don't get me started. I love all his music, you know. But just I have a line that's just like, bro, I can't cross over that line with you, bro. And I don't know if this is some social experiment that he's doing. I don't know if he's just doing this as publicity for the album. I don't know. Like, I don't know what the fuck he's doing.
I feel like it's a mixture of all the above.
You think?
With that being said, I also feel like he's lost. He's trapped himself in Calabasas, so he's really out of tune from what people are going up against. I mean,
he's bubble.
He's going on saying this, and meanwhile, in the past week, I just saw 3 different instances. One of a black man who used to actually partake in certain events at the White House when Barack Obama was in office. He moved into his place in New York. Guess what happens? White lady calls the cops on him because she thinks he's breaking into an apartment when he's moving shit out of his truck. I see another video where you had 2 Native Americans, teenagers. They were on a college tour.
And they got kicked out of the fucking museum
because
right?
a fucking mother of one of the students said that she felt uneasy about them because they just showed up and they weren't talking to her when she asked where they were from.
Oh, God.
And then another instance where, did you hear about this?
Which one? Go on. The liquor store?
No. This woman called the cops on this black detective because he was out at night looking for evidence on a crime scene.
Oh, there was another video that came out of this. What is it called? This dude that went in there to get some what's it called? Mentoids or whatever.
Yeah.
And there was a cop in there, and he just literally paid for it, and he was putting the stuff in his pocket, and the cop reacted and pulled his gun out, thought he was stealing. So yeah, Kanye, this is a choice that's shit that we have to fucking live through while you're in fucking Calabasas, fucking Kim and all them. Like, bruh, shit's real out here, bruh. And you need to wake up, Mr. West.
Wake up, Mr. West.
Yeah, so you got that going on. Then you got
this Nigerian lawmaker that was really pissed off. Like he was Senator Sihu Sami, And pretty much he offers Kanye to experience the choices, quote unquote, and being in chains, so he can see what it feels like to be a slave.
Right. And then just as we all predicted when he made this statement, then you had...
Whole ass nigga in office, shout him out every chance he fucking gets. And you know what was crazy is that when he got elected and Kanye said all this shit, my mom was telling me, I was venting to her about all this. She was all going like, yeah, there's no more Jay-Z going to the White House. That's out the picture. He's going to invite Kanye to the White House, and that's going to be a sight that you're going to see.
Right.
And then when this shit happened, I said, and she was like, damn, I hate being right. That's going to be, like, it's just like, because Kanye was mad he didn't get invited to the White House. He's still mad he didn't go. And ho ass is gonna invite that motherfucker, even though the walls are closing in on him. But just for Kanye to go, that's gonna be a picture to see.
Shout out to Giuliani.
Snitched on everybody, like, dude.
Man got brought in for public PR defendants and ended up
dry snitching on everybody.
Him that Bobby Shmurda. Like, damn.
But yeah, it's just
so that's taking place. And then what I thought was the funniest thing. Really, the funniest thing about this whole situation was everybody was calling for backlash because of the endorsement and the partnership with Adidas. Because they're like, okay, well, where do y'all stand with this? And they come out releasing a statement, we're going to back and we're going to support him. And it's like, didn't 2 fucking weeks ago you just said if Colin Kaepernick could find his way to a team,
you would have signed him? But now this black dude said that slavery is a choice, and y'all going to still stick by him.
Like, come on, man. And then it leads into the music.
Yeah, after all that shit. And what was crazy is after all that shit, Kanye got quiet. The rest of the week, he was still on Twitter tweeting out little things, his little inspirational shit. But I have a feeling Kim or Kris Jenner or somebody made that phone call said, you need to shut the fuck up and go back to Wyoming. And that's exactly what happened. He flew his ass back to Wyoming, and now he's kind of quiet again.
He was like fucking Thanos this week. He came and did his fucking destruction, and then he went to go sit on his fucking porch. While everybody else is left to deal with his bullshit, and he's off just sitting in the fucking mountains.
Waiting for the sequel.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good way to say it. Yeah, he just sat there and had that little smirk on his face, and then roll credits. And then while everyone turned to ash.
Right.
Oh, I don't feel so good. That part still fucking gets me. Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good. I don't want to go. Anyway.
Disappear.
I'm done. I'm sorry. I'm dead. You've seen Dave Chappelle. You gotta.
I'm sorry.
No. I'm dead.
I'm Moonrock.
I'm ashes. I'm Wakanda ashes. Wakanda black and mild.
Yep.
I love Black Panther fans that go see that shit and they see him turn to ash. It's priceless. Just talk about all these race relations and I bring that up. Anyway, music came out. And I guess, honestly, I think this is an unofficial Good Fridays, I guess. I call it Struggle Fridays. Whoop-diddy doop.
Whoop-diddy scoop poop.
Whoop-diddy scoopity poop.
Loopity coopity.
Because what's it called? Brace yourself. What's it called? Brace yourself. Get yourself. Hit yourself. I don't know what the fuck that shit's called. But yeah, that shit dropped on Friday. And then Ye vs. People, that dropped on Saturday-ish. Friday, Saturday. So
right.
Yeah, and this shit dropped on Friday. And it was a new Travis Scott record called Watch. And it was featuring Lil Uzi and Mr. West himself. Mm-hmm. And record's alright. But the one thing that really got me was Ye's verse. And honestly, regardless of how people feel, Kanye kind of ripped it. But it wasn't like everything, but it wasn't just how he ripped it. It was just shit he said that kind of worried me. And he said, and I quote, "Want to know how I feel? Step into my mind field. Want to know how pain feels? I got off my main pills. Bet my wifey stay close. She know I'm on my Bezos. Opalin addiction. Pharmacy's the real trap. Sometimes I feel trapped. Jordan with no Phil Jack. 1 year it's Illuminati. Next year it's a sunken place. They don't want me to change. Nah, nigga, run in place." That's the one thing he keeps talking about, the fucking sunken place.
He said the sunken place.
Does he even know what the sunken place is? Did he even watch Get Out? Does he even know what the sunken place is?
He in Calabasas. I don't even know if they sold it out there. It's probably out there.
It probably is.
Probably doing shit out there. I mean, like, he probably legit. That's probably not him.
No, but shit, man. Like, I'm just saying, what do these Kardashians have? What's in their damn poon, dog, that make niggas just go crazy?
I don't know, but shout out to James Harden for getting away while he could.
And Chris Humphries.
Yeah, Chris Humphries, yeah.
Even though his career,
saved him whatever left he had of his career.
Even though his career was just blah, but he got the fuck out of there. And Reggie Bush. But they already took his talents.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, fucking.
Sacrifice for a Super Bowl ring.
Yeah, at least he got one. And then came to the Niners. And remember that time when he came to the Niners? I said, yeah, watch the first play. He gonna get injured. And what the fuck happened?
Yep.
Every time he stepped on that field, he got injured. Stepped on practice. Oh, I hurt my leg.
Yeah, nah.
Anyway. Yeah.
For intents purposes, he ripped it. But as soon as he came up with the sunken place, I was like, I'm not trying to hear this shit. Like, 1 week I got to hear about him, talking about Make America Great Again raps, and now I got to hear sunken place raps. Like, I don't want to hear this shit.
The thing is, I went back and listened to all of Kanye because I want to see how angry I am. Because maybe I could go and rank them. And I went back and listened to all of them. Nope, still can't rank them. Still love those albums. And then and then another track came out that he produced with Christina Aguilera, which is random. I guess Christina Aguilera is still trying to make her comeback. It's called Accelerate, and it's featuring Ty Dolla $ign and 2 Chainz. Production was.
Video came out. It was just smut.
They did a video?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, I didn't see that.
Pure smut.
What do you mean? It was just that bad?
It was like she had I don't know if it was vanilla yogurt or something, but it was definitely supposed to imitate cum, just like all over her mouth or whatever. And I was like, okay.
All
right.
Okay, Christina. She's still trying to make that comeback. I still feel her best album was Back to Basics. You remember that? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was her best. That came out the same year as Love Stone, Feature Sex Love Stone. I remember DJ Premier did the first half of the album.
When they all started getting grown and started trying to stay away from the pop images they had built.
But that record, production was cool, but Christina's still trying to chase that hit, and I don't think it's going to work because this ain't fucking...
Nah, this ain't it.
Yeah, if anything, she should have just followed what Britney did and just went to Vegas.
Yeah.
She got a fan base, but...
Yeah.
I don't know. I heard there's rumors that Christina Aguilera's not really well liked in the industry because she's like a bitch.
I can see that. Definitely can see that.
But yeah, Kanye broke our hearts again, and he's quiet. But who knows? He's quiet now. He's on timeout in Wyoming, but you never know what he's going to do. Mm-hmm. As soon as we're done, he's probably going to tweet again.
But you know who made us proud?
Mr. Childish Gambino, a.k.a. Donald Glover.
Yeah, for sure.
A.k.a. because the internet,
Round of applause for
a.k.a.
that man.
Yeah, I'll clap for that boy. So, this past Saturday, he was not only the special guest, the guest host, but he was the musical guest. He was Donald Glover as the host, and then he was Childish Gambino as the musical guest.
Mm-hmm. On Saturday Night Live.
And he pretty much, in his opening monologue, he pretty much said that he auditioned for SNL twice and didn't get it. And he emphasized, I'm still kind of mad about that.
Funny. Way to use your pain as marketing.
Everyone laughs. He's like, nah, seriously, I'm still mad about this shit.
I'm going to show you what the fuck I could do all night.
And he did. He showed it. He showed his ass. He showed he could have been a legit regular.
Bruh, Friendos.
Yeah, I knew you would like that one.
Friendos was hilarious. Therapy.
The Kanye place. That
Kanye
shit
place.
made me laugh my ass off when Keenan looked at us. Oh, come on, Kanye. He gets yanked. I legit laughed.
You know what was funny? Was the Raz P. Berry, the 1980s music video.
Oh, yeah.
Because there was an assignment I had to do today for my next course. And we had to go back. We're learning about copyrights. Ooh. So we had to go back and look at a few songs that were similar. And then that ended up actually going to court. Mm-hmm. One of them was Ghostbusters because it was similar to another song.
What was it similar to?
Shit. I'll let you know later. I can't even remember it. But when I went back and played the Ghostbusters music video, it looked dead on from what he was doing in that skit.
Damn.
Like, he was really onto that shit.
See, Donald Glover, no, he's a student to this shit. He gets it.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, like, all that shit he was really funny on. He also performed as Lando. Mm-hmm. And what's even crazy, I just really realized, I was like someone on Twitter, he has the #1 show, critically acclaimed show on FX.
Got it.
He was hosting SNL.
Got it.
He was performing on SNL.
Got it.
And during the commercials, they were showing the commercial for Solo, which he's pretty much starring as a young Billy D. Williams.
Yes,
and
sir.
Billy D. Williams even shouted him out on Twitter.
Yeah, Saturday night was that nigga's night.
That was his day. Not only that, he performed 2 new songs. One was called Saturday, and he had Zoe Kravitz.
We'll get into her later.
Yeah, Zoe Kravitz was on there, and she was just sitting there, playing cards while he was just performing his little. It was like a nice little smooth record. Like,
yeah.
Okay.
It's one of them feel-good joints to get ready for the barbecue season.
Yeah, pretty much. And then...
and then in contrast...
and then the next song he performed, and he dropped the video literally the same time, was called This Is America.
Oh, boy. This... Can we applaud for this real quick?
Applause.
Like,
with the live performance of the video.
Just applause everything.
Yeah.
Just everything needs our applause and our
anything going on to
praise and everything above it, man. Like, because this.
What do you want to talk about first? The video? You want to talk about the performance or?
Let's talk about his performance.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was waiting on you. No, the performance was dope. How he was just dancing and how he had the little hologram shit around him and shit like that and all the other crap. And the song's pretty dope. And then that's when I started hearing the ad-libs and I was like, yo, was that Young Thug? Is that 21 Savage? Mm-hmm. Oh, shit. Okay.
Was JB Blockboy?
JG Blockboy. And then, that's why I started noticing shit. I'm like, okay. And then
Quavo was on it too.
I know. That was crazy. I'm like, okay. So then after that, I watched the video. And the video, man.
I had to watch this 5 times.
No, that video was purposely made to watch numerous times. Mm-hmm. And he's pretty much dancing. I don't know, Donald Glover was a good ass dancer.
Yeah, that
boy was.
Add that to his resume. We thought it just ended with writer, producer.
No, this nigga's just an all around star.
Yeah,
he knows what the hell he's doing.
Exactly.
And he was just dancing around, and there was all sorts of images and shit like that. Video was really creative, and he honestly has really underrated videos. Flat out, from because the internet to camp, he gets it when it comes to visual, art. Ooh.
Yeah, exactly. So after the second watch, that's when I started going through Twitter trying to say, okay, well, let's see what people have come up with. Mm-hmm. And so the first thing that comes up is after he's done dancing the first time, and then he shoots the man in the back of the head. So if you notice, he's in the infamous Jim Crow
pose,
minstrel pose. Mm-hmm. Which was the untrustable black coon who was only there to look out for himself, make sure that he was taken care of, and he did whatever he had to do to stay afloat. Mm-hmm. And after I read that, then I watched it again, and it made perfect sense.
And you see, and throughout the whole video, he's dancing. You're focusing so much on the dancing because he's trying to distract you from all the fucking craziness that's going in the background.
Police siren, cars just flying over. I saw a motherfucker fly from the damn second story onto the damn car.
Yeah, I saw. You saw that?
Yeah.
Oh wow, what part?
It was right when the kids jump in and they start dancing with him.
Oh wow!
And then everything's going chaotic in the background. Mm-hmm. If you look at the top left corner, obviously you just see this body flying down onto the car.
I mean, when he was doing that little gig. What's that gig called that Block Boy does? You know that little kick, that little
kick with the fist.
Yeah,
sideways.
y'all know. You kids know what we want. Yeah. We old as fuck.
Yeah, y'all little schnicklets. You know what you doing.
Niggas know. But yeah, I tried doing that shit. I got tired as hell.
How's your workout for the day?
I'm too old for this shit.
I got your workout
Maybe
for the day.
Maybe if I got the Henny in me, I'll probably go crazy with it. But
don't let Henny Busby hear that in the clubs.
Shit. Nah, man. But when Donald was hitting that shit he was doing it. And then,
as they say in the South, that nigga was hitting that bitch, though.
Hitting that shit. And then, I keep watching, and all of a sudden, I was like, I had to rewind it, because in the end, when he's dancing on top of the car, it's fading, it's backing out. I was like, was that SZA? And I had to rewind, oh my God, that is SZA. Mm-hmm. Random.
She had her cameo. Before we got to that point, too, it was after the third watch when I went back again and figured out the placement of the church choir.
Oh.
And then it took me back, just like, oh, wait, that's Charleston.
Yep.
So then what I noticed, too, about it was that, so he takes it, shoots him up. Uh-huh. The bodies are left just recklessly, just to rot.
Yeah.
But then he places the gun down like a little baby.
No, he gives the gun to someone else.
Right, but he places it in a little wrap, like a baby.
That's the thing when he starts shooting in the beginning, when he shoots the first person, someone with a red cloth comes and gets the gun, and then same with the other gun, they give her a red cloth. That's some symbolism.
And the fact that when he does it, that's when the menacing beat starts kicking in.
Yeah.
And it takes you out of the African traditional sounds that you're hearing.
This is a man. The beat was fucking knocking.
Oh man, Ludwig, dog. We got to give him his props. Like, y'all need to look this man up. For real. He's out here. If y'all gonna praise Gambino,
he's been with Donald. He's been with Childish.
You're gonna praise his career as a solo artist. You got to give his producer just as much praise.
He's been around with him since camp.
Right.
And when we talk about the song itself, I don't know how he incorporated all these fucking rappers to be on there, but he had Quavo on there, Young Thug, Slim Jimmy from Rae Sremmurd, Blockboy JB, and 21 Savage.
Yeah.
They all did background vocals. I don't know how he convinced them just to come in there and just say that shit, especially Young Thug in the end.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, I'm starting to tolerate Young Thug. What the fuck, man? What kind of word is this?
This whole thing has opened my eyes a little bit, both with Kanye and Gambino, in the sense that, because as much as I'm fed up with Ye, I mean, when the album comes,
we're all gonna listen.
We're gonna listen
if it comes,
but I'm not listening to it in the instance of, for my personal reasons. I'm listening to it to be informed for the podcast. So as a result, that would be contradictory of me for him to say that stupid shit and me still listen, and then turn around and me still hold up my little protest against Young Thug too. So as a result, anybody that I've been saying I'm protesting against, I could do that in my personal, but when it comes for art for the podcast and be informed, I'm not waving that off. So everybody now gets that listen.
Oh, it's been lifted. I mean, he gonna still trash you.
Oh yeah, no, I agree, but I got to be fair across the board as well.
I guess
now, R. Kelly, that nigga still deleted out my shit. I read that fucking Washington article.
We'll get to that later,
bruh. Jesus,
I'm just not gonna. I'm not gonna read that.
Lock that nigga up.
Well, I guess the fucking Philly is going to Game 5. Good for them. We'll get to them later. But yeah, so I guess with all these tracks coming out or whatever, there's a new album. There has to be a new album because he's about to go on tour.
For sure.
With Rae Sremmurd on the first gig and then
Vince Staples on the second leg.
Vince Staples. So yeah, so Gambino has shit coming.
And what I also took away from this weekend is that where Donald Glover is artistically, this is where I actually would have expected Kanye to be at this point in his career. Where he's already established, he just gives no fucks, and he just builds upon what he's already been doing. I mean,
he did that with Yeezus.
Well, no, but to this degree, you know what I mean? Like to this degree. Instead, he's just completely flipped and did a 180 and went the opposite route.
He didn't take his meds. That's what it comes down to.
And somebody said it best, which was, it's crazy when you actually think about it, because this could actually apply into some Star Wars shit, where we were given Anakin Skywalker, quote unquote Kanye. And he was supposed to be the one that righted the ship, the chosen one, but he ends up failing us all. So then you got Donald Glover, quote unquote Luke Skywalker.
But who's the one that ended up saving? Exactly. Who's the one that ended up killing the Emperor in the end of the day?
Exactly. But it could possibly be the one, where if that story goes and plays out the way it was in the film, or maybe Donald Glover is the one that gets his ass to realize who the fuck he is and who he was.
No, Donald Glover, he like he said, he came up with Gambino. He did the whole rapping shit as just it was just a hobby for him.
Right.
He didn't even want to rap. He just did it as a hobby, and then he kind of wanted people. I remember someone asked this question on Twitter the other day, like, did anyone really take him serious? I'm like, hell no. When Camp came out, the EP Camp, no one took Donald Glover. Took the Childish Gambino serious. Remember how we had them short ass shorts and shit like that? I remember watching him perform at Rock the Bells, and I'm like, okay, this dude got this shit rocking.
As soon as he was spitting Campfire, I was like, ooh.
Oh yeah, fire!
I can't take him seriously.
Yeah, with Camp, and he was pretty. I thought he was dope. I mean, some of the lines were pretty cringeworthy, right? Especially his early mixtapes. You should have heard what those shit sound like. Exactly. And then Royalty came out, and he was kind of rapping a little bit more serious and shit like that.
Had some dope guest features on there that broadened it out.
And then I guess he kind of just really thought about it, and he was just really looking around. And he just had an epiphany, like, fuck everybody.
Because the internet.
And then he was like, fuck everybody. Why am I doing all this shit? Just trying to fit in. Man, I'm an actor. I don't want to rap. So he dropped Because the Internet. And then I guess that's when it clicked. I think that's when everything clicked for him. Yeah. And then he just said, you know what? Childish Gambino is just going to be my music alias. Right. So I'm still going to do all this acting shit. That's where my money is. But I could do all this shit all day. And let me do this Atlanta shit. Speaking of Atlanta, we haven't been talking about it for the past few weeks.
Of course, I let it go by so as we had some content to talk about.
I mean, shit.
It's the best show on TV right now, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, it is. It really is. Like it's getting a lot serious. I still have this feeling it's not gonna last past 3 seasons.
No, of course.
I really don't feel it, especially how the shit that he's writing and how dark this shit is. I can feel this show will go on a hiatus and it'll come back within a year or two.
Well, that and because all the actors, they're all doing their own not individual projects, but they're all doing their stuff out on the outside of the show. I mean, didn't the actor that plays Paperboy, he got an award for...
he got a Tony nomination. Yeah.
Shouts out to him.
And what's his name? Darius, he has a movie coming. He got a lot of work after Atlanta dropped. Get Out and all this other shit. And what's her name? Van, she's about to be in Deadpool too. And then Donald Glover, he gonna get that George Lucas money. So
And then you're gonna go right back and get that Disney money when he gets in Lion King.
Shit, and he might be more in the Marvel movie with Spider-Man.
Right.
Nigga.
Right.
Man, but Atlanta...
The last couple episodes of Atlanta have been hilarious.
Yeah, serious too. Especially this last... Well, not the last one.
This last one, I called it. I knew it was going to happen.
You knew he was going to shoot himself?
Yeah, I knew it was going to happen because it was like, this is going too easy going right now. They always...
I was feeling, man, something dark is about to happen right now.
And then as soon as they go into the classroom and then the black guy's there and we've never seen him before, I was like, he killed himself, didn't he? I just want to let you guys know he killed himself. He was being teased. Parents had divorced. And everybody just sat there, and I'm like...
One dude laughed. You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you remember those FUBU dares, man. I still have some of my FUBU Fight Alberts. You remember those?
Of course. FUBU was the shit.
What happened? We just grew up?
I don't know what happened, to be honest. I mean, if they have FUBU out right now, I'd be rocking that shit.
Yeah. I still got some of my old FUBU shoes. You remember when they made those? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I still got those somewhere. But I never knew they made fake ones and they were all pointing it out. Either. I was like, really? That was a thing? Kids were pointing out. I mean, middle school. Yeah, motherfuckers were really ruthless back then.
Right.
But
shout out to the young actor who played young Earn. He had his mannerisms down.
Everything down, especially Paperboy too.
Yeah. And that shit was funny as hell. He's dressed up in his attire. I forgot what ROTC. Mm-hmm. Dressed up in his damn ROTC. And he out here slanging calculators. Shit.
Hey, man, you get that money.
Ever since he was younger, he been a paper boy.
Yep.
And then the episode before that was when they went to the Pajama Jam.
Oh yeah, and that's when that's when we saw Infinity War. You were watching. I remember as soon as I was done with the movie, I went and watched that episode, and pretty much you told me like it was gonna be like
that's
have
right.
that real nigga talk. And then
shout out to YouTube TV. I have been. I want to say I've been converted over.
Don't shout them niggas out till they get you a check.
I'm just saying, shout out to YouTube TV because without them, I wouldn't have been able to watch it in the first place.
Oh.
So shout out to YouTube TV because I was on the trial period.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, damn, Atlanta comes out tonight. And then of course I thought I was gonna make the time, but then we had to see a later showing. And I was like, well, shit, I got YouTube TV. I'm gonna just watch it right here. I sure as hell.
You were watching even when the trailers were on.
When the trailers were going on, I was
looking at you like, nigga.
Yep. I was like, nigga, it's almost done. Chill out.
I was like, nigga, you're about to watch the most epic movie of all time. You watch a Donald Glover fight.
Hey, even the most epic film of all time can wait for Atlanta.
No, it can't.
Yes, it can.
No, that's you.
You might have to check your black card.
I know. I'm blacking up. I know when I turn that shit off, I'm like, hey.
And it ended just in time for the...
Are you black enough to be blinded to say that, what's it called, that Infinity War wasn't going to outsell Black Panther?
Oh, no, it wasn't.
Okay, but that's exactly what the fuck happened. We might as well get in that. Yeah, fucking Infinity War grossed over $1 billion in like 11 days. Let's get a round of applause for Thanos and them.
Exactly.
A round of applause for Thanos.
That nigga only saw that shit a mile away. I kept trying to.
I didn't think it was gonna be this quick. That's the thing.
I gave it 3 weeks.
Dude, 11 days? I
gave it 3 weeks. They beat me by 10 days.
That's crazy. And they haven't even opened in China yet.
I know. That's the wild thing.
And I've been seeing a bunch of memes of Thanos dressing up as Debo. Like when the portal opened, that was just Debo just...
Somebody put a picture up of when in the This Is America video when Gambino creeps in the door to the choir.
Yeah.
And they just put Avengers.
Yeah.
Thanos.
No, the funniest one, I saw Thanos looking like Big Worm.
Yeah.
And he had the perm and he was all going, I don't think you applying yourself, Loki.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that movie's a classic, man.
But yeah, the Pajama Jam episode of Atlanta was... That was so funny, and then the way it ended, I was like, it's about time. Like, we knew that conversation between Earn and Al was going to happen at some point. Mm-hmm. And how they did it was perfect. And I don't know if any of the listeners out there feel the same way I do. I can no longer listen to Laffy Taffy the same.
Oh, well, yeah, that
was dark.
That was pretty... I mean,
that was dark.
Donald Glover, I've realized he has a very dark mind.
No, of course, but even for his dark mind, that was dark.
Even for his dark mind, you don't know how dark that motherfucker is, man, in his mind.
Like, just that was dark.
Mm-hmm. But
a great episode nonetheless.
It was a great day. I guess this week is the final episode for this season. And then I don't know how I know it's going to be some type of cliffhanger. There's going to be some type of cliffhanger.
Easy.
And then after that, we could just wait because July Power will be back. Did you see the trailer?
Power. Of course.
Yeah, and I think Joe Budden, he said a really good tweet. It was like a good thought. He was like, I don't know how long they can keep this show going, because how long can this downfall be?
Honestly, I said season 5 should be the last season.
It's not. They already signed on for season 6.
But even then, I was like, yo, season 5 should be the last one.
Unless
you're gonna treat it like The Wire and you're gonna kill everybody off and bring a whole new cast in there.
We'll keep it even. Well, you gotta keep it even. 6 seasons. 6 seasons, and then that's what I said. I don't know what else they can do. Like, what else can happen?
One of them gonna die though.
Who do you think should die? Tommy needs to die.
Tommy, Tasha, or Kanan are gonna die. It's not gonna be. Everybody keeps saying it should be Ghost. It should be Ghost. It's like you can't do it.
You can't kill the main character.
Like, it's not gonna happen.
No, maybe what's her name? Angela.
She won't die. I have a feeling Ghost is gonna die, but he's gonna die in the series finale.
Or get caught or something.
Angie won't die until either before that or with him.
I don't think Tasha's gonna die, so I think it's either gonna be Kanan or Tommy.
Yeah.
Tommy gotta go. Because I don't think 50 he's not gonna allow himself to die again. It's Tommy.
Yeah. Speaking of Tommy, did you see the picture Lala put up of her and him together? Ooh, that'll make Mello sick, man.
Man, he has to just deal with it. He cheated. He's gonna have to deal with it.
That'll make him sick. I mean, if I'm him, like, I already had reason to stay in OKC to opt in for that money, but shit, I might have to opt out and make sure I get my ass back to New York.
He needs to retire.
He does.
Like, honestly,
he does.
His career's a wrap.
No, he don't need to retire. He just need to put his pride down and say, I'll accept the role going to the bench. They did the damn exit interviews, and he's like, yeah, going to the bench is still ain't an option.
Let go of that ego, bruh. Let go of that ego, because you ain't who you are.
No.
You weren't what you once were. You were nothing. You ain't bad. You ain't nothing.
He's the only one out of the top 5 of that draft class that doesn't have a ring.
Especially if you look at his all-star shit. Like, honestly, like, you know how they have them jackets and they have all those
even without that, I want to break it down for you. So, of course, you have LeBron, Wade, and Bosh, because Bosh was the 4th overall. Mm-hmm. Everybody forgets the 2nd overall pick was Darko Milicic. You ever heard Darko Milicic?
Mm-hmm. No.
Yeah, so he got brought in for the Pistons.
Oh, wow.
And then that's when they got Tayshaun Prince, Rasheed,
that's when they beat
Ben
you
Wallace.
Niggas.
Shut up. And Darko Milicic really never did nothing, but he still ended up getting a ring because he was on the team.
Damn, Melo.
Yeah.
Where do you think he should go? No, don't go to the Warriors. They'll probably end up losing that shit too.
Honestly, go play with LeBron, man. He'll make your life easier.
Still lose.
Don't go to the Raptors.
Like right now. You ain't about to be on right now. You think Arby's sitting courtside?
Just don't go to the Raptors.
Oh, they're in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a wrap.
This shit a wrap.
So anyway, speaking of, we've been watching the games, and Philly just beat Boston.
Stay alive.
Stay alive after Saturday they fucking gave that game away, which was crazy to watch.
Oh, man. Confetti Gate.
Dude, they literally, I thought that was a 3. I thought that was a 3 at first, and then, it was a 2. But that was in the past. This is now. They beat the shit out of them, and they're going to take it to Game 5 on this Wednesday, so we're going to see if they're going to choke. But their little Philly hero, Meek Mill, he's fighting for we're fighting for hope.
Yeah.
Ish.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the interview. I'm trying to look for the main interview. Did you watch the interview?
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay, so give a rundown, motherfucker.
This is my turn to shine. So Meek, he did his interview with Lester Holt, and they actually said he filmed the damn interview not even 18 hours after he got out.
So you're telling me he did all that,
yeah,
and then he interviewed Lester.
Yeah.
Damn, his people just.
It was like, nigga, you gotta go. We got moves to make.
We got money. We can sound like Denzel. Gotta make these moves. Gotta make that money. Gotta make this. Gotta make that.
So he did the interview. They touched on. I mean, it's gonna be out, so people have access to go see it. But there's some points I wrote down. Number 1, Reggie Graham. So Reggie Graham was actually the officer that arrested him from jump when he was 19. Because obviously to be on probation, you have to have a starting point.
Yeah.
So in 2007, he says he was out walking, and all of a sudden this SUV or whatever just pulls up on him. So he's thinking, damn, I got like I'm gonna die. Mm-hmm. But doors fly open, and it's cops, and they're swarming up on him. Get down on the ground, and then he said something so interesting that I never asked the question until he actually brought it up. And he goes, what's crazy? Nobody ever asked me about my mugshot and how I ended up with them damn Band-Aids on my face.
They beat the shit out of him,
yeah.
Huh?
And there's evidence to show he's bloodied all over. There's evidence showing where the blood was at when they slammed his ass into the door.
Oh, shit.
Inside the building. And so Reggie Graham is a key component to all this because there was another officer who then came out later and said, yeah, Reggie, he's a dirty cop. How do I know that he's a dirty cop? Because I did dirty shit with him.
Holy shit.
And even the assisting officer, he got caught up in some FBI shit. So I don't know what happened in his case, but at this point, he ain't got nothing to lose, so he's letting everything out.
Damn.
And of course, he denied doing anything.
Of course he's going to deny it.
With all that. Second note was that you have Judge Janice Brinkley.
Yeah, her.
When all this started, she initially was, like, I'm going to give you a chance, which is how he ended up not going, because what was supposed to happen was he was supposed to be put away for about 20, 25 years. They found a weapon on him. Well, they didn't find it on him. What happened was he saw what was happening, so then he ducked down in between a car and he threw the gun down. I don't know if they found it or not.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. Now, her stance was, I was going to give him a chance to prove himself, so we just made it a point where this is what you got to do to stay intact. And everything seemed to be okay until she was cramping down on him about certain things. I think at one point his lawyer even said that, this is later on after he's now signed to MMG, he's traveling. He had, of course, when he's traveling, he has to let somebody know that he's leaving out of town.
I think he touched on this in the Rolling Stone interview.
Right. And so there was one instance where he had a couple shows in LA, but one of the shows got canceled. So he had to call somebody to say, hey, well, the show got canceled. I want to come home early. And they were like, the judge wouldn't let him come home early. He had to go to a damn shelter out in LA and stay there.
What's up with this bitch, man?
Right. And so then they started, his lawyer was starting saying, then there was some other stuff where she wanted him to go do community service, and then out of nowhere she shows up at the area where he's doing community service out, and then she caught an attitude with him because she didn't like the way that he was interacting with the people and how he should have been better at it.
Like trying to be his mom and shit.
Just like
they talked about, I remember Joe Budden and them talked about that on Everyday Struggle. I remember that.
So that caught my eye. Another one was that, apparently it's a free-for-all for these artists to come out and talk about their addictions, because he said at one point he was addicted to opiates and Percocet.
What the hell? Oh, yeah, because he did say he was... I remember, like, during the whole Drake shit, he said he was addicted to pills and shit.
What happened was this was when he was... There was a point where he was sick.
Mentally?
No, where he was sick physically.
Oh.
And so he was taking the medication. Well, what happened was he just... To deal with, cope with everything, he started abusing. But then his stance was, he's like, that doesn't make me a fucking criminal. And he's like, I'm using it. I shouldn't have used it in the way I was doing it, but that doesn't make me a criminal either.
Wow.
And so then, hearing that was just like, wow. And then what stood out the most out of all this was that he kept telling the Sixers co-owner, Michael Rubin, he kept telling him, because Michael Rubin would actually go visit him damn near every day, if not every day.
That's nice of him.
And so, they talked about how they ended up becoming friends. And he kept telling Mike, he goes, I keep having this dream that when it's time for me to get out, you're going to pick me up in a helicopter and we're going to get out of here.
And that's exactly what the fuck happened.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And, yeah, man, I need to watch this damn interview.
It was a real good interview. Lester Holt did a really good job with it. There was actually a point when Meek was in jail, they showed a clip of him talking with him on the cell phone. So actually, they chronicalized this pretty much from the time he was in there. Yeah,
because you gotta give it up to Meek's people and his lawyer, because they were the ones really fighting for him to get out, because they feel this is bullshit. So now he's fighting for working with he's working with legislative to criminal justice reform and shit like that. I'm proud of
him for that. Like I said last week, was he could use this opportunity to create something that's a hell of a lot better than what he's leaving. Doesn't necessarily mean that jail was a good thing for him, because I don't believe that. However, you can definitely make a positive out of something that's been dealt to you as a negative, and he's taking the steps to do that. He's got that.
Another positive note, Rock Nation is teaming with Amazon for a 6-part docuseries. Pretty much what happened when he was in jail and shit. Yeah, it's either that or they're gonna be taking steps. Half of that is dealing with that. The other half might be dealing with him in the aftermath, doing the working alongside legislator. Damn, who would have thought Meek Mill of all people would be like that? And on top of that, wins and losses win gold. Yeah. So good for him. A nice way to come out of jail. I'm like, oh yeah, by the way, your album went gold. dope. So I think he probably has the most anticipated album whenever it comes out.
Here's one of them.
He needs to chill, but honestly, he just needs to just. I've been looking at him on Instagram. He's living the life right now, but I kind of feel like he has chilled a bit on this year. He's not on his rollies. He's just eating good, and I could probably tell he's probably cutting people off and shit like that.
Right.
So
and that's one thing they brought up as well in this. I don't know if it was his exact lawyer or just somebody that was a part of his camp, but basically it was, it's not just Meek. There's a lot of people. I think what they brought up was 5% of Americans. Was it 5%? It was 5%, 25%. Some dealing with something where it was we have the highest rate of incarceration, and our highest rate, even though I believe it's only like 5% here or something like that, it accounts for 25% across the country, and out of that, a third of the inmates are African American.
Damn, it's crazy.
So that should tell you a lot in that sense, where it's not just Meek, a whole bunch of people who basically can't sneeze.
And Jay-Z was talking about that.
Oh, and then one more thing was he was talking about the Jersey Bridge and how it's that close because his mom and his son are out in Jersey. He has to call somebody to go pick up his son from school because he's leaving out of state at that point. So he's like, why the hell am I calling somebody to go pick up my child?
Damn. And all the thing, Nicki took the judge's side
in all this.
Speaking of Nicki, her fucking video, she dropped her videos this weekend.
Yeah, because God don't like ugly.
And both them shits are trash.
Garbage.
And also, just to remind you guys, because I'm just petty, I've been keeping track of all those both those tracks, and as of right now, Chun-Li is at number 50 on the Billboard charts. So get that Eminem laugh. Oh ass. Anyway, I don't know why I brought that up. It relates to Meek, but whatever.
Definitely, yeah.
But yeah, but also relates to Wale. Mr. Wale, my boy, but someday he be in his feelings when he comes to certain shit. So someone asked him on Twitter, do you think your expressive passion for the music hurt/prevented you from being mentioned with the rest of your class? And he said, it hurt me greatly. Also, me being a dark-skinned, not half-white rapper, direct descent from Africa did too, but let's not go there with an upside-down smiley face. I don't know how to feel about all that.
He definitely has a point. When I was talking to, shout out to my OG Russ, and then my homeboy Shamal, what they were saying was that he's right, but the issue at hand is that he makes dope music, and he's a poet. The problem is he's catering to an audience that doesn't find him attractive. That's the thing. Because, when I say that, I'm not grouping all women in together. That's not what I'm doing. What I'm saying by that is, yeah, somebody like Drake. And Drake's been proving it the last few records. He released dog shit, and they're just going to flock to him because they're attracted to the way he looks.
Whoopity scoop.
Yeah. J. Cole, even to a certain extent.
Yeah, Workout and all the other songs.
Yeah. And as far as I'm concerned, I don't know if I've said it on the podcast, but I've definitely been vocal about this on social media. You put Drake's women-catered songs up against Wale's women-catered songs, Wale crushes them without a doubt.
Well, we've been to his concerts, and we see all those females react to his records and shit.
So it's not women across all together, not grouping, but as, just as a demographic, so per se.
Yeah.
I don't even think that's the right term, just in general.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, he's catering to people who wouldn't necessarily find him attractive, and that's what's happening, because if you just look at the rapidy rap rappers, kind of like the Kendricks, Big Sean, even though Big Sean kind of, he can flow
borderline. Yeah, borderline.
They make you come to them.
Yeah.
In terms of their records, and then they deal with it afterwards. So like Kendrick will hit you with 3 singles before he gets the love. And now that you tune into those 3 singles, he has you, you're caught, whatever.
He already got you, yeah.
Wale, when he drops the single, the first one is catered
to the women.
Right. So that was a different point of view that I saw too. So he definitely has a point in what he's stating. It's just because it's Wale, it gets
misconstrued.
And
he has, honestly, when it comes to social media, he has low-key calmed down, from reacting to people. You know what I mean? Like kind of reacting, going off on people. Does he have a point? I don't know, because I don't know. Some days, like, I just listen to the second verse of fucking J. Cole's False Prophets, and that's pretty much sums up my feelings on it. Just,
I had a good laugh though. Somebody actually tweeted him and said, "Well, sometimes you be rapping about high end stuff. Sometimes you just gotta dumb your shit down for us." I laughed my ass off. I was like, "You just told the Double M Genius to dumb his shit down for you? Fuck out of here."
We talk about
What's on your mind, man?
We talk about catering to women. If we talk about Aubrey last week, low-key had a rough week when it comes to certain shit.
Fellas, this is what happens when you put the pussy on a pedestal and you have no anticipation of wifing it.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of see it from both angles, but okay, well, let's just get into it. Even though he's still at number 1 for now, because right now, fucking God's Plan went to number 3 and Post Malone went to number 2. So I think Nice for What is kind of, the streak might be over pretty soon for them, but It's a nice long run for him. Even though he still has the top, he has the clubs on Smash, Scorpions coming next month. Mm-hmm. Get over here! Mm-hmm. You don't even need a soundbite for that. You just sound like that. Come here! Get over here! Or
in the movie, when he's looking at him and he goes, "Come here!"
And then he goes to hell. He's like, "Welcome!" I just like the Liu Kang fucking. What? Oh, they get. Whoopsie! How do we get the Mortal Kombat soundbites? I'm about Drake having a long, bad week, and then we just get into that. It's illogical, baby.
Be like that sometimes, yo.
Okay, so Rihanna did, I don't know, for the past few weeks, everyone's been on Rihanna's nutsack. I mean, talk about how gorgeous she is. And honestly, with those eyes, man, I can understand why Drake got lost in them eyes. He goes to the sunken simp place. So
eyes catch you, man.
Them eyes, when you watch them, it's like, oh, imagine her looking up at you when she's,
Man, the eyes will catch you, but that forehead is the forehead of a crazy woman.
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of skeptical about how all this shit went. But anyway, let's go. So she was talking about Ocean's 8 and her clothing line. She has this lingerie line that's coming out in the next few days. All these women are just like
Savage by Fenty.
Mm-hmm. I mean, she cool. Yeah, and I guess she hinted that she might drop a reggae album. That's what her next album's gonna be.
Yeah.
She said some stuff when we talk about dating life. So then the interviewer mentioned Drake. So I didn't read this. I'm just gonna read this like how Joe Budden does his little fucking dramatic reading. Rihanna winces slightly at the mention of the rapper's name before her eyes gaze over with cool indifference. The VMAs is such a fan-focused award show, so having that energy around me and knowing the people who had received the award in the past, the Michael Jackson Video Vanguard Award, made it feel like a big deal. Waiting through that speech was probably the most uncomfortable part. I don't like too many compliments. I don't like to be put on blast. When I ask about the current state of their friend, when the writer asked about the current...
shout out to Chioma Nadi.
I can't pronounce that shit.
Chioma Nadi wrote this for Vogue.
She asked about their friendship, the current state of their friendship. Her attitude was, blah. We don't have a friendship now. We don't have a friendship now, but we're not enemies either. It is what it is. So what I got from woman language is we had a falling out. Yep. We had a falling out, and I blocked his number. So
I'm the shit out of this nigga.
No, I'm gonna block the shit out of him.
I kicked the shit
That's
out
how
of
I
him.
looked at it, because I've had interest when I had a falling out with somebody, and then they just decide to fucking low key talk shit about me and shit like that, about stuff that happened. And they're leaving out half the story. So I'm kind of looking at it, but I do remember that performance, and I remember everyone was on Twitter saying Drake was ultimate simp for that shit, and they showed them at the club, literally right after that, and she was all laughing and kissing him and shit like that, and then he was kissing her at the shows, and then even when it got announced she was winning that Michael Jackson record, when you look at the billboard, he made a big billboard for her in LA, and she posted it on her Instagram going, "Oh, I love it when he does too much. Thank you, Drake." Like, I'm like, okay, so you leaving out half the story.
Yeah, right.
Like, I'm looking at this from, she could be telling the truth, but at the same time, she is crazy and she is petty, and she knows all the niggas in the world want her. So yeah, well, let's put Drake out on blast for that shit. So, I'm kind of looking at it from another point of view.
You know what point of view I'm looking at it from?
What?
He just told these women to be nice for what to these niggas, and then he got his own medicine.
Literally.
the point of view I'm looking at.
Literally, that nigga came in a fucking tuxedo like he was going for prom night and said, "This is the girl I've been madly in love with for the longest time."
Yeah.
Why did you do that?
You gotta be nice for what to
and
these
she
niggas.
dabbed when he said that.
Yeah.
That was the moment she was like, "Okay, weirdo."
You gotta be nice for what to these niggas, and now you just got your own.
And you could tell he really liked her, man. You really could tell. In all the videos, he made it known that he really liked that chick. And now he's just
I feel like part of it was because he liked her. The other part of it, he was trying to piss off Chris Brown.
I think it's probably a combination of both. But
That's what I'm saying. Like, it wasn't just one. I wholeheartedly feel like he did like her. However, I kind of feel like this may have started up.
No, I remember. You remember the second verse of Fireworks? He admitted that was. He went on interviews and admitted that was about Rihanna. I was like, why did you admit that? Pretty much, he said, yeah, she did stuff. She did something to me that I do to other women. Oh, so y'all fucked and she stopped calling you. Because he fucked, I guess, around it was a time period when Chris Brown gave her the beat down, and I guess that's when she saw him as a come up, and he fucked her, and then after that, she stopped calling him. She stopped returning his text messages.
And went with Chris to Diddy's house.
I think he felt the type of way about that. So yeah, that was one. Get the gunshot. That was one. And then he decides to go to fucking watch his Raptors get smoked by LeBron.
Well,
what before that?
No. We can jump into that. So,
no, because it happened. Yeah.
Well, we're starting off with game one. The Raptors was actually whooping the Cavs' ass.
Oh yeah,
remember that? Mm-hmm. It was whooping that ass, and then out of nowhere, LeBron was like, "Yeah,
it's time to turn it on.
I'm still that nigga, so we're just gonna chip back. We're gonna put the team on my shoulder. We're gonna do what we do." And next thing you know, he hits a shot that forces overtime. But before then, the Raptors still had an opportunity to close it out. Mm-hmm. These niggas missed like 8 shots in a 5-second span. Like legit. Like I think the center, Valanciunas, he missed 3 in a row. And they go into overtime. Of course, the Cavs hold on by one. I think it was like 113, 112. Mm-hmm. But then as the game's ending, Cavs center Kendrick Perkins, he starts turning around. He's mouthing at somebody. Mm-hmm. Like, who the hell is he talking to? The camera pans out and lo and behold,
it's Drake.
Yeah.
And apparently, according to what Kendrick Perkins said, he went to go talk to one of his former Cavs teammates or whatever, and Drake just stepped up to him saying some shit, and then they started arguing, and Drake was they said they took it all the way down to the hallway, and he was like, "Yeah, fuck you, bro. I'm about that life." He was acting hella fucking tough. Tough for what? Drake, and he was acting
tough for what to these niggas?
Yeah, acting tough in front of your homeboys, aka your security. Come on, Aubrey. And he looked really stupid doing that shit.
He tried to be cute with it too when he went to Instagram. When I think Bleacher Report or ESPN posted the story.
I think Elliot Wilson posted it, and he
and he was just like, I just was asking him what kind of material was in the suit.
Trying to be a smart ass. I'm like, yeah. So then, was it game 3?
No, it was game 2.
Yeah, game 2.
Game 2 came around,
and he was sitting courtside,
just staring,
and LeBron just. That was 2. The Kendrick Perkins thing, that was 2. Gunshot.
No. Okay, so that's okay. Now number 3 is game 2 itself, because that was the day when the report of Rihanna's interview came out, and then just 6 hours later,
he's sitting
LeBron put 43 on his team.
Yeah, her crush. That's the dude that she's really stuck on is LeBron.
Right, yeah.
And LeBron just nigga. I don't even watch the games. I don't even know what's gonna happen. But he just started just doing everything. He's LeBron James. LeBron James.
Which then sparked the most disrespectful shit you could find in sports in the week. Which was when one of the announcers said, "We'll be back in LeBronto."
Hell. LeBronto.
Live television, LeBronto. I was like, bro, that's so disrespectful.
Yeah,
Cavs in 2.
Cavs in 2. Shit. As we're talking right now, Game 4 is on right now.
And whooping that ass already.
And everyone really was going for the Raptors. Some folks really were going for the Raptors to go to the finals.
I know, that's what I did not pick them to go to the finals. When I brought up before the series happened, I go, the Raptors, they seem to be pushing the team to a different plateau. But it seems like LeBron is their kryptonite, so we're just going to see what gives first. And I have not seen one player be an entire country's kryptonite. Like, the Raptors were so above and beyond when it came to other teams, but it's always like when LeBron comes in, they just
like Thanos showed up. It's like Thanos showed up.
Yeah, Thanos.
Yeah, like he beat the shit out the Hulk. That's pretty much what the fuck happened.
Right, Thanos.
Yeah, so.
And then we get to game 3. He breaks their heart at the end of the game.
Literally with
Just
one hand.
Runs off the court as he puts.
And no one came to block him either.
Yeah.
That's the crazy shit. They let him do that.
This ugly ass unorthodox shot just flickers and then it just hits the backboard and goes in, and that's game.
Noticing how close these games have been getting. And it's like, you guys are struggling to get under the way. I'm looking at the Cavs like, you guys need to be whooping these niggas easily. But, you know.
I mean, you got to remember, they got like 3 or 4 of their key components. They haven't been to the playoffs before.
That too. Well, if they go to the finals right now, the Warriors, or the Houston won. They win this shit? They're up 3-1.
They're up 3-1. The West Conference is 3-1 for both series.
Okay, yeah, well, honestly.
Chris Paul looks like fun. I say it, but you never know with the Jazz. They might come back.
That's why
but
he's like.
At this point, it looks like if Houston secures one more victory out of these next possible 4 games, Chris Paul will finally get his first berth into the Western or any conference finals to begin with.
Yeah, Clippers never helped. And
Clippers were up 3-1 at one point, and they blew that shit against the Rockets.
Hey. And now the Warriors, I watched the game yesterday. I mean, they lost on Friday, which I'm kind of, blocked the shit out of them. They lost on Friday. It was kind of Saturday. They lost Friday. Yeah, they lost Friday. Yeah, because it kind of made me mad because they postponed the TDE championship tour in Oakland, so I got to wait till Wednesday. Yeah, they got to wait till Wednesday to see it, because then on Saturday and Sunday, Warriors just woke up in the second half. The first half, it was kind of neck and neck. And then the second half came, and they all just woke up. Threes. Curry was shooting threes. Kevin Durant was doing layups. Draymond was blocking shit.
Draymond had close to a triple-double.
Yeah, everyone was just like, well. And I close my eyes, and I wake up. It's 111-89 in the fourth. I'm like, well.
Yeah.
And then they were going like, oh, this arena, because they're in New Orleans. Oh, this arena is definitely quiet right now. I'm like, well, yeah.
The one person a part of that Pelicans organization who was happy about that is DeMarcus Cousins' agent.
Why is that?
Because he's looking at them like, I thought y'all was better without DeMarcus and y'all was going to put the pause on the Warriors without my client. Kind of looks like y'all still need my client. Because, DeMarcus, he went down with the Achilles injury, but this is a contract year for him. Mm-hmm. So everybody kept saying, oh, they play so much better without DeMarcus. They're up the pace. And it's like, bruh, stop it.
You see that shit? They destroyed them in the fourth. They literally destroyed them in the second half. Legitimately curb stomped them. Swish. So, yeah, I don't know. My prediction for the finals, again, unfortunately, it's going to be 4 times the charm. It's going to be the Cavs and the Warriors.
Yeah, Celtics should get out of even though Philly won. I mean, there's still no team that's blown a 3-0 lead. But then again, we just saw number 1 seed go down in a March Madness tournament in the first round. So who the hell knows?
Yeah.
What I will say is that you got people out here making dumbass comments and trying to use it in the name of comedy. And it's like, bro, don't fucking do that. So after the Warriors won, I guess Pelicans or New Orleans native. I don't know if he's a native or he's a fan or whatever.
Probably a fan.
Andrew Polk, who's some comedian. I ain't never heard of him.
He said, I hope Draymond Green gets shot in the face as soon as he leaves the arena, which looking at the citywide stats, it's like 37%. And you white too.
So who the fuck says that?
Racist white people. What do you think say that shit?
Come on, man. And then he came back and was like, oh, it's just comedy, blah, blah. It's like, bro, motherfuckers really out here dying. That's not comedy, dude. What you talking about?
Yeah, that's why you guys are trash.
Yeah, so Pelicans gonna get knocked out.
Yeah.
Draymond gonna go for 50 as a result.
I am phenomenal.
he gonna go for 50.
Other NBA news going around the league.
Yeah, Knicks hired David Fizdale.
Oh, damn.
This was funny in terms of not him getting hired, but reports came out in terms of context of why he got fired from Memphis.
And pretty much he stood up to Paul Gasol.
No, Marc Gasol.
Marc Gasol's brother. And because he was saying, like, if anyone doesn't want to be a championship, don't be here no more. Like, speak now so you won't be here. Mm-hmm. So, Marc Gasol said, we don't got a leader. And you're like, oh, we don't got a leader. Well, what did he say?
So, it was after a game, after a blowout. He's going around the locker room, yada, yada. And so a lot of the younger players were saying, no, we got opportunity to win. We can get this done. Mark, being the captain, saying, no, I don't think we can win because we ain't got a good enough leader. Fizdale, because Fizz sound like Tone Loc. Fizz looking at him like, because you want Greg Popovich? well, I want LeBron James. And from that point, he got the Thanos snap and he was at it.
Thanos snap and he turned to ashes.
Which, because now it was good to have proper context because everybody that followed this story knew he had a falling out with Marc Gasol. We just didn't know to what extreme. And if this is all it took, like, man, y'all some bitches, because when you actually think about it, he done took them to the playoffs, defended their honor, and then in just 19 games, he was dealing with injuries, and they were doing a current rebuild mode. So he didn't have a lot to work with. And then in 19 games, he just ends up gone. So it's like, come on, man. Like, y'all gonna be hurt for
It'll be some
shit
shit if he takes the Knicks to the fucking playoffs next year.
That'd be hilarious.
That'll be some funny shit. And then all my New York stands, all my New York followers on Twitter, they're gonna be like, "It's happening!" Like The Office, it's happening.
Right?
It's happening.
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. It's happening. Shout out to the Milwaukee Bucks and shout out to Becky Hammon because they're going to be interviewing her for the head coaching vacancy. I remember Becky Hammon is the first female assistant coach in the NBA because she's on the Spurs staff.
Okay.
And just her getting this interview will make her the first woman in history to be interviewed for an NBA head coaching position.
Girl power. That's interesting.
And if there's one person that you would feel cool with it happening, it's her. You know, she's well respected, both WNBA and the NBA. She knows the game.
That'll be history. Can you imagine if she wins the championship?
Right, yeah. It ain't gonna happen in Milwaukee, but
let's keep it real.
Yeah, but nonetheless, congratulations to her for even getting to that. That's a major accomplishment. And then you got the Detroit Pistons. Them and Stan Van Gundy, they agreed to part ways, so he's no longer.
Did you see that video of Stan Van Gundy with the ball doing the dribbling the ball behind his back and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, dang, you can do all that? You should be on the court.
That's probably why they fired him.
Yeah, probably. And if we go to, and we don't watch hockey, but, I just want to say this. Sharks lost again, and they're eliminated from the playoffs. I mean, what else is there to say? This happened since I was born. Since I was born, the Sharks have been made to lose in the big game. No, they can't even get to the big game, to the medium game.
Told you.
I mean, when he told you, he told everybody.
No, I wasn't saying you. I was telling the listeners. We told y'all.
I mean, I think they even know. Since, how old are you? They've been losing since you've been born. They've been losing since I've been born.
They've been losing.
Just losing every time they get to the postseason. Just been losing, and every year all them fans keep showing up to the SAP Arena with some hope. He ain't Obama. Sharks ain't Obama. He let you down every damn time.
Right.
Yeah. So I just wanted to say that.
Yeah.
So DJ Khaled.
DJ Khaled. I wish I didn't know anything about this story, but okay. You want to start it off?
I mean,
I don't really care about it.
I don't really care either, but okay. So, old clip came out of DJ Khaled on the Breakfast Club, and he was talking about how he sees himself as a king. He sees himself as a king, and how the woman should service their king. And he pretty much said in a nutshell that he will not go down on his wife. He won't eat her out unless, he won't eat her out because he's a king and the woman should satisfy the man on some old chauvinist, sexist shit. Now, this is an old clip, but I guess someone cut it up and then it started spreading throughout social media. And, I don't know how to. I mean, it's funny to me.
Oh, it's hilarious.
I mean, it's just like, then I just said, like, you know how DJ Khaled is about social media and shit like that. He wants to prove that he's a real nigga. So, I mean, it took him forever to fly on an airplane.
Yeah.
So, I said it. I said it on Trump. I'm going to say it on here because this is the illogical universe. Y'all gonna make this motherfucker DJ Khaled go out and eat out his wife on Snapchat, and it's gonna be y'all fault for doing it.
Your damn fault.
I mean, The Rock even came out and even said some shit. He's like, I'm good at all areas. I can see him put the eyebrow up and everything.
You don't eat pie, DJ Khaled.
Oh, man. Do you get wet with perspiration?
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck Khaled be doing, what he be talking about, man.
Khaled be in character 99.9%.
I mean, my thing, I put the intern up on it. I go, go to the account on Twitter and ask the people, if you don't eat the box, can you really call yourself the best?
And
81% said no.
There you go. There you go. I mean, I don't like putting my sex life on this shit, so.
I mean, I'm not going to brag about my sex life, but if y'all got any inquiries, just ask Larissa.
Damn. Okay.
Yep. Yep.
I like giving out pleasure. Ladies!
Hello, ladies.
Hello, ladies. Yeah, cut that shit. So anyway, yeah, that's it. That's all we got to say about that. See, if we had a woman on here, they would probably explain this shit better. But
this would be her time to rant.
But
onward.
Yep. Anyway. So anyway, G.Eazy spoke about awkward. Fucking man. I mean, I'm not surprised about this. He looks like a cokehead his damn self.
Jesus.
I mean, hey, I told him, hey man, I think he heard that Eminem's edgier than him, so he wanted to get more edge.
Yeah. So. This past weekend or
it was around the weekend.
G.O.O.D, he was arrested in Sweden for assault of the security, I think.
Damn.
If not some patrons of the club. And he also had possession of coke. They found, I think, it was either a $1 bill or a $20 bill that had white powdery residue.
He looks like
booked him.
He looks like a cokehead.
I'll say I want to say I'm surprised, but I'm not surprised because number one, if you listen to the music, number two. Look at pay attention to who he's dating, which is Halsey.
Look at the album cover of his last album.
Right. So I'm not surprised. But he went out and he took to Instagram and released his statement, which is, quote, "Grateful and blessed to be free and safe. Happy to be in Copenhagen tonight doing what I love most. Embarrassed and apologetic beyond words about the incident." They always are. Mm-hmm. "But above all, I'm so fucking grateful that they let me go." Of course you are. Mm-hmm. "Crazy experience of my life. Awful night with a lot of bad luck and some even worse decisions. But like I said, I'm grateful as fuck to be a free man, back on tour performing for the fans. Thank you to everyone who's held me down along the way and supported this journey. I appreciate you more than you'll ever know. Love."
Why do they always have these long-ass quotes and shit, man? Why do they always got this? Leave it on Twitter.
You would think.
I mean, everyone's going to Instagram. That's what I'm saying. They need a character limit on fucking Instagram, man. With these long ass captions, all these artists be doing and shit. They need a character limit and they need a hashtag limit.
Or the long ass captions by the thirst traps where it ain't got nothing to do about nothing, but you just in a bikini and you just wanted to be seen.
Yeah, and it's posting something that has nothing to do with the fucking picture. Posting your titties out. It's like, oh, I'm hella cold, and you're fucking butt ass naked.
Yeah.
I know you want them likes, but them likes don't pay your fucking bills, bitches.
Them likes is drugs, man.
For its addiction. We would play Photograph right here, but Universal would probably cut us off.
Yeah. I ain't dealing with their shit.
Shout out to J. Cole. Well, not J. Cole, but...
Yeah, shout out to my cousin.
Oh, yeah. You see Jermaine Cole? James Cole?
Yep.
Yeah, y'all related.
Mm-hmm. I had the album 4 months ago, but...
Yeah, he couldn't say nothing. Couldn't even tell me about it.
Yeah, he played that shit at Christmas, and he was like, nigga, you say anything about this motherfucking album, I will disown you, blah, 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 blah. So I was like, all right, cool. That's why when it came out, I was like, hey, y'all enjoy it. It's cool. But, I mean, shit, I've had the damn thing for 4 months now.
Now, before y'all jump in, he's just playing. Because you guys are idiots. Not all of y'all, but some of y'all would take this shit serious. So I just had to say it, fucking idiots.
Yeah, don't come in my DMs asking for.
Because that's why I stopped it. I'm like, someone will fucking hear this.
Don't come into my.
You're really related to J. Cole? No, knowing you would have kept trolling and you would have like, yeah, I am. Yeah. Oh, why isn't he on the podcast? Oh, he busy.
It's not the first time. There's been people legit come in my, yo man, I love your shit on the radio. And I don't hit them with, and you know what's funny about it? I don't ever hit them with, nah, it's not me. I just hit them with the fist and just say, Cold World.
That's some shit he would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's on doing his little fucking, what tour is he doing? He's on his festival tour. He's about to probably go on tour. I might go see him. But I kind of regret not seeing the 2014 Forest Hill. We were supposed to go to that shit, huh? 2014, the Forest Hill Drive tour?
I went last minute.
Fucker.
You had to work? Well, you had to work.
Yeah, but man, so? Yeah.
I didn't want to hurt your feelings, so I kept it on the wraps, but now you know.
I like how you pause like, oh, yeah, I went last minute. What?
It was cool.
Well, I know it was. I saw the fucking HBO special.
He was chilling on his house and shit.
You feel me? It made me appreciate the album. It made me realize, that shit is a classic.
Oh.
Did LeBron just get blocked?
No, that was Tristan Kardashian.
Yeah, of course. That's that Kardashian curse. And nope. Ooh, and one. So what else is going on? Well, let me check.
Bryson Tiller.
Yeah, so Bryson Tiller pretty much, the most forgettable album that came out last year. What was it called? I forgot the title.
Born to...
No, Note to Self.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, it just came to me and then disappeared like Thanos' snap.
Yeah.
But, they should do like an Addams Family fucking sound effect. And, yeah, so Bryson Tiller was been replying to certain people talking about how the album came and went, and he pretty much... admitted to people that he was going through depression when he was recording the album, which is why the album sounded forgettable.
It really did. My thing is I'm not taking it away from him. Mm-hmm. I definitely would understand the scenario to that. On the flip side, that still ain't a good excuse to be...
I listened to that album. He was a whole bunch of fuck nigga shit on there, man.
Because when you talk about depression, in no way am I trying to say, well, such and such was depressed and they did this, so why didn't you do that? Because everybody's different, so that's not what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. However, when I hear select few artists in their depressed state and like a Kendrick and you hear you, but then I go and I hear Note to Self and I'm like, you didn't utilize your...
depression, right?
Yeah, like you was depressed but still trying to make some club shit. That's why it don't sound good.
I mean, hey, man, he did get a hit with Wild Thoughts, but no one really listened to your fucking verse.
I wasn't on the album.
No one listened to your fucking...
not on his album.
Keep it fucking... No one listens to your verse. They only listen to Rihanna. If the DJs, they only play Rihanna's verses, and then they go right to the next track.
Or they just ad-lib it.
That too. And in other news, fucking Star left Everyday Struggle.
Would have never known if you told me.
I know.
Anything.
I know. I put it down last minute. I hella forgot about to tell you mentioned that, but he posted on his Twitter. It only got like 40 retweets, which was kind of crazy. Because the show's been gone. Like I remember the show randomly left in like the end of March, and the Deska quickly just said, "Yeah, we're going on a mid-season. We're going on a little mid-season break. We'll be back in the middle of April." And as you can tell, it is May 5th, 7th, and they're not back. And I guess over the weekend, it was like last week, he pretty much revealed that he left the show. And we're in May right now. So this show lasted, and it came back when? The end of February-ish?
Oh, you gotta let me know.
No, I'm trying to remember. Because I remember we made that bet, how long was it going to last? And I said 3 months. So, January, February, March. Yeah, almost down there in 3 months.
Meanwhile, I started watching Joe Budden's new venture.
Oh, you like the pull-up?
Of course.
Okay.
Of course. It was awesome. Niggas out here eating brunch and shit. Just discussing hip-hop.
And this other shit. He said he was going to drop another episode, and he was going to release the episode of him and Crooked Eye talking about Slaughterhouse. But he said of how sensitive the subject matter was, he stepped back on it. He said integrity over everything. Right. Which is cool. But, Slaughterhouse.
That's how I know Slaughterhouse is still a brotherhood.
Yeah. Plus, Joe Budden does have some fucking, shit. But back to Everyday Struggle, I'm kind of glad it's dead now because that's what the fuck they get.
Yeah, I mean, you got academics out here making
videos,
rap videos and shit.
The Deska hosting. I mean, the Deska's still doing. She gonna be all right.
She making her own moves.
Yeah, she's been making her own moves. She all right, but I'm just kind of glad the show's gone because now academics can't promote his fuckity fuck motherfuckers no more. Because he's still gonna do it. But when he was on Complex, he was talking about Tekashi every fucking day. It was fucking annoying. And now that shit's gone, I don't see Tekashi going down my timeline no more.
You ain't looked hard enough.
Well, I don't want to.
He just came out and said he's going to be on Kanye's album.
He had Chief Keef on Yeezus and it sounded nice, so I'm not going to say anything. Hey, man, I don't know what I heard. When I heard that Chief Keef was going to be on Yeezus, I got pissed. I was like, this is some...
Chief Keef.
Well, the thing about Kanye is Kanye knows how to
get people.
He knows how to get the right aspects.
He knew. I don't know what the fuck he got now,
he knew. He still knows. He knows how to make music. He gets it. He knows how to make beats. Whoopity. No, that was just a troll. You know what that shit is.
Was it? Because he could have said the slavery thing was a troll too.
See? I'm strictly talking about music.
I'm talking. Well, you can't talk about it now. I know. Nigga. You gotta bring it on.
You know what's crazy? Because they were talking about somebody said that Chris. Oh yeah, your boy Crit was here. It was like the anniversary, 5-year anniversary of the album, and people say that came out 2010.
Yeah.
And it was saying like, yeah, man, this was the best album that came out that year. This was the best album that came out the year. Now other people are going to say someone else did, but I know someone else did, but I don't think people are going to go to bat for him. And I had to be that person. I'm like, no, we're going to stop that right here. Crit was here, was a good album. It's a really nice, noteworthy album, but you cannot deny My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. Let's stop that right there. And that's where it stops.
Yeah. Everybody knows how I feel about that album. Perfection.
Yeah. Over Crit was here?
Yeah, that wasn't...
Okay, so you have something... See, you don't let your standism get over you. I'm good.
That's why I
like you. That's why we friends.
Get it away.
Same here. You know me, too.
Even when we... last week when we were joking around with the Prince and Michael stuff, that's joking.
Exactly.
I don't take that shit to heart.
Me neither.
You like Michael. I like Prince. We joke around with each other, but we respect each other's... what's the term you
opinion.
Use for? Opinion and how we view each character.
Exactly.
Each figure. It is what it is.
Yeah.
I got some people hit me up about that, like, oh man, y'all really go at it. I'm like, bro, that's jokes. We can take that shit seriously.
No, Michael's better. But
fuck out of here.
Yeah, but at the same time, like I said, if I see, that's what I'm saying about this whole Kanye shit. If I'm able to just not be blinded by my stanism about this nigga, because he made a lot of great music, that's why it hurts so much. Mm-hmm. If I can say Revival made Eminem sound like a fucking edgier G-Eazy, shit. What else can I say?
Right.
This so like critic, don't you ever fall off. I'm gonna fuck you up. You're a Pulitzer Prize winner, dog. Yeah. You, who else? M pissed me off. Kanye pissed me off. Hov never pissed me off. Nas never pissed me off. So
yeah.
Anyway, we talk about Slaughterhouse and shit. Let's talk about the albums.
Well, before we get into that album, I want to touch on Post Malone real quick. There's a reason why we left it off last week.
I didn't even listen to it.
I listened to it.
I don't really care to listen to it.
For some reason, I chose to do a JC's first listen on this instead of Dirty Computer. I'll forever regret that because once I start, I'm one of those people where it's like I gotta finish no matter what.
No matter what, huh?
And all you gotta do is look at the hashtag and then put in Beerbongs and Bentleys, and you will see my response to that. So the only reason why we're bringing it up,
because it sold over 471K.
Right.
It's like the highest opening this year until Drake decides to drop his album.
Right.
That's kind of crazy. I mean, he did more opening numbers than Eminem.
Yeah.
Which is fucking. I mean, it's not surprising. I didn't think he was gonna be long lasting. So, and I was gonna listen to it because I was just curious, like, what the fuck is? And there were some people some people said they actually liked the album. So, with a capital S.
It's just so I liked Stoney. This one was just. If you thought Note to Self was just this is like.
Is this like drughead hippie music?
No, it's like it literally sounds like an hour and 5 minutes of the same stuff outside of Rockstar and Psycho.
Isn't there a record with Nicki Minaj?
So Ball for me I was so zoned out at this point. I couldn't tell if Nicki dropped a respectable verse or a top verse of the year.
Wow.
That's how out of it I was.
Because they said they're going to make that be the next single.
Yeah. I haven't done this in a while, but I think if there's 18 tracks altogether, by the 11th track, I was talking about other shit on these reviews. Like on these listens, I completely zoned out. There was one, I even just asked, I was like, so ladies, y'all ready to finally admit that R. Kelly's a fucking asshole and you ready to get him all the way out of here?
Mid-review, you just stopped talking about the album.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a first. That means you really weren't feeling it.
That was not.
See, I'm not really a Post Malone fan like that. That's why I didn't really bother going listening to it. But yeah, I guess he has white people really love their hip hop fans because when they drop their music, they go and support their favorite artists. Mm-hmm. And Post Malone sold 471K in his opening week. That's like the highest opening album week. First it was G.O.O.D and then Post Malone. So it comes in threes. So Drake coming. Well, Pusha's coming next.
Supposedly.
Yeah, supposedly. But I don't trust Kanye. So, but yeah, so anything else about that album you want to talk about?
Rockstar's still the highlight. Everything. I mean, you listen to it for yourself. Be fair to it. Just say listen to it. But that track 92 Explorer, I'm trying to think what I said it sounded like. 92 Explorer sounded like...
some bullshit?
No, I said it sounded like expired diet something. Because of who produced it, And it sounds just like one of the hits that they had. I forgot what the fuck I said. I don't even care about it.
Okay, well,
But, yeah,
I'm not gonna waste your time on that. But
that's the only reason. Like I said, the only reason why we brought it up was to say that
it sold a lot.
Yeah, it sold a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. Might as well. Got internet access back on. So for the listeners out there, yeah, this shit sounds like expired diet. Pick up the phone. The Travis Scott Quavo and Young Thug. Yeah, that's exactly what it sounded like.
Okay. Well, I'll probably listen to this later. Maybe. I'm just out of curiosity to see why everyone likes the damn album.
There is a 3-man weave: Rockstar, Over Now, and Psycho.
And then that's it. How many tracks?
There's 18. The problem with that 3-man weave is between tracks 6 and 8. You still got 10 more records to get through after that.
Okay.
God bless you.
Well, some real music that dropped.
Real music.
That's probably not going to sell as much as this, but real music over everything.
We like it.
I guess former member of Slaughterhouse with a capital question mark. Royce the 5'9" dropped his... I don't know what album this is. He dropped
7 or 8.
Whatever. He dropped his album, Book of Ryan. And I'm a Royce fan. I really do like Royce 5'9". As a rapper, he's one of the best rappers in hip-hop, period.
Easy.
In my opinion. Like my boy Red, shout out to Red. I always get on him because he likes the sidekicks. I like Eminem. He likes Royce. I love Nas. He loves AZ. You know, and nothing bad about that, but he always felt they were the better rappers. And this album... Royce dropped a real good album. It was his most I was stuck on this album. It took me a while to listen to everything else, but I was really stuck on this album, Book of Ryan. I wrote notes. That's how much it really got me. It was his most personal album to date because he was really going, because the whole album is him.
Well, the topic matter was, I mean, this is like, if I'm not mistaken, this is his first album where he's sober. He's completely sober.
Yeah, he said he was pretty much talking to his son.
Right.
Pretty much talking about his life and everything. And it's a really cohesive album all the way through. To me, the lyrics and flow are on point, as always. And the highlight track, like the beginning with Caterpillar featuring M, Bad Meets Evil. Like Royce had this nice little 2-verse. And again, Eminem is on you fuck all of y'all for not liking my album tip. And he released one of his best verses. He actually sounded like he could rap. And I was like... That's 2 for 2. First the Chloroseptic remix. Now Caterpillar.
I've been trying to tell you, buddy.
Shut up.
I'm trying to tell you.
Shut up.
M has it in spurts. He just ain't got it to carry albums anymore.
Yeah, he can. Yeah, he can. He needs someone to piss him off. Royce always brings the best out of Eminem. So if Royce could just record a verse, it doesn't even have to make the album. But if he could bring the best out of Eminem for a whole album, I'm here for it.
He got you.
Shut up.
He got you on features. He can't help you with whole albums anymore.
But well, there was another remix of Caterpillar that made the album for whatever reason, and it featured Logic. And everyone, like even Royce was talking about how great Logic's verse was. So after hearing M's verse, I'm thinking, okay, Logic about to go super lyrical miracle on this shit. And he went lyrical fucking complaining, lyrical whining, lyrical, like he just had a mental breakdown on that verse. Talking about how white he is. And I'm like, no, this is what everyone gets mad about.
That's exactly what I was thinking was, this is the shit that I be telling them, like, you could just get through the music. That shit came on, white. I was like, dude, shut the fuck up.
Like he just kept going and going. I'm like, damn, Eminem was the other white guy on the original one, and he didn't even mention his race not once. And it was just like, are you having a mental breakdown?
Yeah.
And he put that as like the bonus track, and it was like, it wasn't needed. That verse was not needed. He needed to keep that shit in the vault.
Logic, we got love for you, but man, that shit was overkill, bro.
Yeah, you can rap better. That's the thing. He could rap better than that. That's the crazy part about it.
Right.
I mean, it was an alright verse, but other than that, whatever. Let's see, how you got Bobby a Boat? With J. Cole? Boblo Boat, of course. Power was a real good one. That was a good story track about his dysfunctional family and his father. Dumb with Boogie. Yeah.
That was my first introduction to Boogie. I like what he brought.
That's pretty sad. It has to be on Royce album, but not M's.
I mean, this wasn't even released officially off of Shady, was it?
No.
Yeah, that's even more.
That's even worse. Yeah. Cocaine. That's a real good highlight track for me. I love that damn album. In my opinion, up there with Nipsey, it's one of the best rap albums this year. In my honest opinion.
So I hit Busby towards the end of my first listen. Don't get me wrong, Royce's pen game, his rap should never be called into question. So that's not what I'm saying. For whatever reason, the songs are great. It's just this album wasn't clicking with me for some reason. In the sense of, it's not bad. And I'm not going to say it's middle of the road. It's above average. It's just for whatever reason, it wasn't clicking from what I was reading as far as like early first, second listen reviews all over social media where it's like classic, best album in his discography, yada, yada. And I couldn't figure it out. And I was like, what's missing? Like, what is everybody else hearing that I'm not hearing? Because Woke is a great track in between the intro and the parallel skit. Mm-hmm. Of course, you spoke on Caterpillar. Godspeed to me, the nigga was just talking his shit. Mm-hmm. And boy, was he talking his shit. But then when I started getting through it, I was like, okay, Life is Fair, I could have done without. Legendary to me kind of was, I was there. I knew what he was trying to do with Summer on Lock, with Push,
having all Fab. Pretty much on some fucking Slaughterhouse shit.
Yeah, like I knew what he was trying to do, but it just...
didn't click?
To me, it would have... That could have been the Slaughterhouse record.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that could have been reserved for the Slaughterhouse record. Probably would have been better. Mm-hmm. Outside with Marsha Ambrosius was cool.
That was real good. And he has a good singing voice. Royce needs to drop an R&B album.
Yeah, I think it was amazing. Where I was kind of like, it's not bad, but I could do. It could stay, but I could.
Strong
do
Friend was really deep.
It was. Now, first of the month with T-Pain, I liked it. I just didn't like the drum pattern. Like I felt it could have been a bigger record. Didn't necessarily, and a lot of people will take it as, oh, you just want club sound. I didn't want a club sound, but the topic matter at hand, what he was talking about, it sounded like a Victorious type record, where you want to shout it out and let it know. You know what I'm saying? So the drum pattern was just a little bit too. Not enough kick to it. So, and
then it ends with the Caterpillar remix that kind of left a little bad taste in your mouth.
Right.
Especially how the original Caterpillar, all the songs, if you notice, they all flow in together.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
They all flowed in. The Caterpillar remix, it just ends.
Yeah. And what I enjoyed about it was, as you said, it was a conversation with his son. And his son was actually the one that came up with the title for the album.
Book of Ryan, yeah.
And him trying to do a report. And then I love the transition of when he was younger. His father told him, you could ask me anything as long as you don't blink. Mm-hmm. And then that's when he admits that the part where he blinks, he goes, when I blinked, before I knew it, I was looking my son in the eye. Mm. So it was like a beautiful transition into...
it was a nice...
Yeah, so again... I'm not saying this album's bad. It's far from bad. I'm not saying the bars are whack. You know not to discredit Royce's bars. Yeah. It's just it took a while for me to pick up on something and try to figure out what was going on. But overall, it's a great project. Like, if people want to say it's up there in his discography, I'll take it.
It's one of his strongest ones.
Yeah.
Almost like his debut. Almost like a official, like a debut album.
Label debut. Yeah. For me, it's still Independence Day.
Yeah, right? Independence. Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, like for me, that was just
with Writer's Block. I got Gucci on my feet.
I think Writer's Block was on.
I remember that song. That song was raw.
Yeah. But shouts out to Royce. He held his own. Like that was a great record. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna be upset with that.
Let M speak for himself in his fucking interviews.
Please.
Yeah.
It's okay. So that's another thing. What sucks about it is, so of course they asked him the questions about Joe when they were doing the Prime 2. Promo. So now when he's doing the Book of Ryan promo,
they're still asking about Joe Budden,
and now it comes into Joe Budden clickbate, as they said on their podcast.
And then not only that, they were saying, I saw one report, I didn't even click it. It just said, Royce the 5'9" says that Joe Budden owes Eminem an apology.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah.
It was like at that point, M is a grown ass man. And he's older than Royce too. He's talking to him like that's his little brother and shit. Like, my nigga, M ain't saying shit.
Right.
What's even more sad about that Caterpillar shit, that he shouted out Slaughterhouse.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Somebody said it on Twitter. Is it him shouting out Slaughterhouse and just this whole verse tells me two things. One, M can still give it to you in spurts. Two, even he don't even know what the hell's going on with Slaughterhouse on his own damn label.
Blame his fucking manager. Blame Paul.
Hey, Paul at Def Jam, you can only do so much.
Dude, he's still I don't know why this still bugs me. It still bugs me. How can you run a label? You can run a label and then you're still managing someone else on another label.
I don't understand.
That doesn't make sense. I'm gonna understand if you're a rapper and you're the CEO. Jay-Z did that with Def Jam, but when you still have a close relationship with another rapper I guess you could say, is it Def Jam and all them like owned by Universal?
Mm-hmm. They're under the umbrella.
I mean, I don't know. It's still conflict of interest. That's still
really
weird.
is.
That really is weird to me.
Next up, I want to get into actually kind of caught me off guard because I didn't know it was even coming out. I was expecting it till later. Was Leon Bridges singer came out with Good Thing.
Yeah, he put me on to him.
Phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
So this is what I call pure R&B, rhythm and blues. It's definitely got that doo-wop feel. Live instrumentation, so it ain't none of that R&B that you youngins are accustomed to now, where Mr. Studio Girl type shit. Like, this is some wholesome shit. And all 10 tracks, I had no issues with at all. Right to the point. He was singing his soul out. Bet Ain't Worth the Hand was a great opener. I love the feel of Bad News. I love the message of it, which was, as a black man, when you're young, you give us statistics. This is what the outcome is looking like for you. And basically what he was saying to some really funky up rhythm music behind him was, I made a good situation out of some bad news. That's what he was rocking with, and then can't beat it. You had some smoother records like Shy and Mrs. He did what he was supposed to do on that. Just overall, I can't complain with this record. I was pleasantly surprised that he dropped this record at this point because I wasn't expecting him to drop anything until later this year.
See, that's what I hate about Fridays on these music drops. Everyone drops at the same time, and you gotta weed through all this shit to find the good shit.
Right. I did find one. I put you up on Game On.
You put me on. I saw that. I'm. Don't tell me. I still want to listen.
But I'll at least tell them so that way they're anticipating
them
for
the people,
the listeners,
the people.
It's Cat Johnny Yukon. Dark Knight Returns. It's yours.
Oh yeah. Dark Knight Rises.
Right. Yeah. The people. Yeah. So this Cat Johnny Yukon. He had his album Installation 1. Installation 1 or Installation I. The best way I described it to Busby was it's kind of what it would sound like if John B had Travis Scott production.
Okay. Just leave it at that.
Yeah. So everybody go. That's y'all cheat code, or that's y'all homework for the week. Because next week we're gonna review that. Shout out to Johnny Yukon.
Depending on who else drops. Who knows? Oh, Weekend might be dropping.
Oh yes.
Yeah, that voice. Yeah, this picture came up that said something. I forgot what the title was called, but he dropping another EP.
I turned into Joe Budden real quick.
Man, Joe Budden podcast, man. I don't know why.
Shouts out to him.
I just love that damn show. Yeah. I just love the shit.
It's awesome.
Ooh, nope.
And that leads us into the trifecta that we know as Shrem Life 3.
In other words, the Love Below Speaker Box 2.0.
The new age, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I call it because Strum Life 3, it shouldn't have been called Strum Life 3. I mean, it is called Strum Life 3, but it should have just been 2 albums instead of 3, in my opinion. Because what I did, I listened to Swaycation first. I listened to those solo projects back to back. And they're both awesome. Swaycation, it's some nice, smooth shit. And what was the other one? Drimtro? Yeah, that was pretty dope too. If anything, they could have just called it Strum Life 3 and then in parentheses 1/2 Slim Throw. Jimtro and then Swaycation. That's how it should have been. Because by the time I get to Strum Life 3, I'm listening to it and I'm still trying to get that same energy I got when I first heard the first Strum Life and then Strum Life 2. And I don't know what it was besides Power Slide and Teed Up. Power Glide and Teed Up, and I think one other song. Oh, and the Pharrell record. Was that?
That was on Jimmy's.
Yeah, that verse. No, I think it was just Pharrell's verse. That was not needed.
Nope.
Yeah, that was just like, what the fuck were you doing, Pharrell? Sometimes I love Pharrell, but sometimes your verses are not needed. But it was just like, I don't know, it just wasn't clicking. It's just like you should have just kept that shit out and just probably put one of those songs on one of y'all albums or whatever. But other than that, besides, like, if I could take that out, those solo projects were knocking.
I loved everything about this project.
I know you would.
I enjoyed everything about this project, and I'm a big Rae Sremmurd fan. I never thought I would say that because when No Flex Zone came out, I legit thought they was going to drop something and they would be gone. But to see their growth over the years since that's dropped, it's like, wow, like y'all, you aren't just, it's not even the fact of it's like, I wouldn't even call them a gimmick. They're not a gimmick. These are legit artists.
There's some real niggas too.
Yeah, like Sway Lee's pen game for hooks is incredible. And I got to apologize to Slim Jimmy. Like, I kept saying, you know, as dope as this idea is, there's no way he's going to outdo his brother. And I was wrong. Out of all these projects, Jimtro was the one I kept going back to. And I split these up into 3 different albums.
Yeah,
so
I think that's what everyone did. Because I looked at the playlist. I looked at that on Apple Music. It was like, why'd y'all do this?
Yeah, I was like, I'm not going to.
I know why, but still.
Right, so I split them all up into 3 albums. I listened to Strum Life 3 first. Up in My Cocina is a great fucking opener to just get your damn car rattling down the street. Close. I loved whoever mixed Sway Lee's vocals. Props off to you. I love the effect of, it doesn't necessarily sound like an immediate double echo, like a background vocal when he finishes CLOSE.
Yeah.
But it was just that dope effect. Bedtime Stories of the Weekend was cool.
Yeah, I like that one.
Perplexing Pegasus, I've loved that since it was just a snippet that he was dropping on IG. The Buckets with Future is definitely one you turn up to. 42 grew on me after the second listen. Power Glide finally grew on me.
Yeah.
Best track in my eyes on this project was Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And then of course Teed Up. So then we get to Swaycation.
Yes.
And of course this is pretty much the equivalent to
The Love Below.
The Love Below. He's giving you
Touchdown Navigation was fucking dope.
Oh, it's awesome.
Heartbreaking Encino Hill was dope. Heated Moment was alright.
Offshore, he even had Young Thug saying, I'll slap the shit out of Donald Trump.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, I may be at odds with you right now, but I'll give you that.
Guatemala was dope. I really like
Guatemala was Unforgettable Part 2.
Yeah.
It's just good vibes.
Lost Angels was cool.
And of course, Hurt to Look.
Wet Wine. That was almost damn near perfection. There was only 9 songs on there, but I was just like, damn, you should just release that. Part of me was like, you should just release that solo. Fuck your brother. Release this solo, my nigga.
But I was like, okay, so what's Jimmy gonna do? And then Jimmy follows up, and I'm just like, yo.
He made just a Rae Sremmurd album without his brother. That's what it sounds like. Just like how Speaker Box was an Outkast album without Andre 3000.
Nah, man. To me, he held his own, because as soon as you get to Antisocial Smokers Club, out of all these records that were released off this project, Antisocial Smokers Club is my shit.
I like Chanel. Besides
Chanel is cool.
Verse.
I'll tell you why I love Antisocial Smokers Club. The beat is menacing, so you already know where I have to jump. This is going to be some stuff that you turn up to. Then it's the way that he jumps on the track. He pretty much jumped on that shit like it was some hopscotch. It's like some jump rope shit. He went in and then he just rode it.
Wow, LeBron.
The hook was cool. And then all of a sudden, I know where Zoe Kravitz comes in and she's kicking her shit. I'm like, yo, where the hell did this come from?
Nowhere. I was like, who the fuck is this? That's Zoe Kravitz? Okay.
And then, yeah, so just everything about that record, I was like, yo, I fuck with this record. And then you had Cap with Trouble. Of course, him coming off of his
Pharrell.
record.
Oh yeah, before we go back to Chanel. Pharrell, that verse was not needed.
His last couple verses he's dropped hasn't been needed.
No,
so,
first, why the hell he changed
I'm gonna tell you this. So Zoe Kravitz was also on Dirty Computer, which we reviewed last week.
Yeah.
And now she's 2 for 2. Pharrell was on the same album, and now he's on this, and he's 0 for 2 in my eyes. Because he was kicking some shit off Dirty Computer. I was like, what? What are you talking about?
See, Pharrell just thinks too ahead of shit sometimes, but it's just, that verse was like, that was not needed. Sorry. No. Cap with Trouble, that was a good one. Changed Up was cool. What was the other song that I really liked? Oh, Keep God First. That was my shit.
Keep God First going into Juggling Biddies was hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, if this nigga ain't the GOAT for that, like, I don't know where it is. But I enjoyed all 3 projects, man. Like,
I just enjoyed the separate shit. I was not feeling the joint one for whatever reason. I just wasn't clicking. You know how you were saying how Book of Ryan wasn't really clicking for you. That shit wasn't really clicking for me. Not like the first 2. Not like, Strum Life and Strum Life 2. This one, yeah, if they would have just called it Strum Life 3 and then with the parenthesis, and it is a Swaycation and Jimtro, I could have been cool with that. But honestly, Swaycation should have been his own album, man. 9 tracks, he could get some Grammys off that shit.
Yeah, and I saw people were already starting to rank them. If I had to, Strum Life, the first one's still top.
Of course.
But I would definitely put Strum Life 3, just the cohesive album. I would just put that. I would put that over Strum Life 2. Strum Life 2, of course, everybody's looking at that because of Black Beatles. But along the way, it kind of just it still fell out for me at certain points.
Yeah.
Strum Life 3 was just hit after hit after hit. I was happy with it.
Yeah.
And overall, I was very happy.
And it was all 9 songs. It was 9 songs too. They didn't oversaturate.
Yeah, nine songs across each album. So it was 27 tracks altogether, but it was broken up.
And people are already making their own like playlist, like the ultimate playlist of the album.
For me, I was cool when they did that with Culture 2 because there was just way too many tracks, and those were all tracks that were designed for Culture 2. With this one, I get it, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, but when they were working individually doing their own stuff, it likely wasn't supposed to be brought together for like
I'm telling you, Jim Troll sounded too much like a Rae Sremmurd album. It just was missing Sway Lee. That's all. To me, that's how it sounded like.
To me, it sounded like he was in his element.
And Sway Lee, like Swaycation, like shit, man. That album was that's gonna be an album I'm gonna keep revisiting probably until the next shit comes out.
I like Jimmy's shit more than Swaycation, and that's not to say Swaycation was bad. It was just Jimmy shocked the hell out of me. I didn't know, like, I knew...
You knew what to expect with Swaycation, pretty much.
Right, and it was not to say that Jimmy was dead weight. He's far from dead weight. He contributes his own. It was just, I wasn't expecting that from him. But shouts out to them, man. Like, they... Yeah. When them and Gambino come out here in the fall, like, I gotta get my ticket for that. Like, I gotta see them niggas perform.
I don't think they're gonna
put
on. No, they look like some niggas that just stand around and shit.
They look like they put on, like, they just have fun on stage. They look like that's what they look like. They look like they have fun.
Was there any artists that really disappointed you when you saw them live?
Who?
Any artists that disappointed you when you saw them live?
Probably somebody at Rock the Bells. I never really paid for somebody that I knew I was gonna go see and was disappointed.
No, I think has anyone really disappointed me? No one really.
I remember you walking into Travis Scott like, what? I don't know what hell this nigga's going to do.
I don't know what was going to happen. There was a difference.
And then you left like, madness.
It was madness. That was madness. I didn't really listen to him like that. Now it's just, I don't think no one really disappointed. Well, Kanye, but that's different. That was a news story.
Yeah, it had
situation.
nothing to do with the performance.
Yeah, that had nothing to do with the performance because I've seen him when he was on his meds during the Yeezus tour.
Shout out to my boy Jordan, who we saw him at the Crit concert. He was telling us about Dave East.
Oh, yeah.
He said he had 20 niggas on stage. He was looking at his phone when he was rapping. Other niggas looked like they weren't interested on stage.
He's just a typical New York rapper. That's what he is.
Right. So, I mean, if I probably would have saw him, but I knew better. I wasn't going to pay to see no Dave East.
Yeah, pretty much.
Fuck out of here.
Yeah, this week I get to see TDE as a whole. My third time seeing them as a whole? Yeah, third time.
If my money looks good by Wednesday, I'll get a ticket.
And I have a feeling there's some refunds probably because...
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. The tickets were cheap. Mm-hmm. So...
Now, if my money looks right by Wednesday, I'll probably talk Larissa into going. Other than that, I'm at a point now where I know it's going to be Kendrick, pretty much Kendrick's set again, except it's just going to say Pulitzer,
Kenny.
Yeah, so...
I already saw that, but I know everyone else shut it down. I know Schoolboy probably shut it down.
Yeah, I mean, it's not to say they're not going to shut it down. It's just... Other than... I haven't seen SZA, so that would probably be the main reason why I would want to go. Other than that, like... We saw Q when he performed Blank Face.
Yeah.
When last time J-Rock dropped something, that was when he opened up for Quintus Groove Sessions.
Groove Session.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I seen it already.
I've never seen SZA. There's going to be Sir. It's going to be there. So I was kind of low-key thinking the same shit, but it's just a Stanism in me.
No, of course.
And it was like, and I was just listing all the shows I went to. I saw TDE with Rock the Bells, and then LA, and then Kuta Groove Session, and I saw Damn twice. And then Yeezus, he opened for Yeezus. This is my 7th time seeing this nigga.
I'm just talking about shit because my money ain't right.
Well,
if my money was right, I'd be there.
There's nothing wrong with that.
If my money was right, I'd be like, I already got my ticket.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
But shout out to Top Dog because I was one of the 1,000 that got the fan appreciation tee.
Oh, that's cool to see. Yeah, so you should see Top Dog. He's in his little fucking what bus is he in? His little luxury bus and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Top Dog just chilling, man. SZA at the Met Gala. Kendrick Lamar was a Pulitzer Prize winner.
The Met Gala's going on right now. Shout out.
Yeah, I mean, that's like an Illuminati party, man. Everyone dressing up all nice just to chill and talk.
Was Nicki there?
Of course not. Why would she be there? She ain't relevant. Oh, yeah, I fucking went off on some Nicki Minaj fans this week. I was all over the weekend.
The Barbs.
Yeah, just random. It was like a random shot, and I guess I got a big Barb supporter, so then all the Barbs started coming in my mentions, calling me fat and and then posting pictures of Cardi, pulling videos of Cardi stripping and shit, and you know what I did? Instead of arguing with them, I just reported their tweets, and now their tweets now their profiles are suspended. And then on top of that, I just didn't argue. I waited and let them all get in my mentions. And then when the fucking shit came out about where Chun-Li is position on the charts. It's at number 50. So I just put hi there on every single person that was in my mentions, and I just posted that where the fucking shit is at. Hi, Karina.
Basically hit him with the Thanos and went.
Nah, they can't turn to ash. They gotta witness Nicki's downfall because Cardi's there because she's relevant. Those videos were fucking trash. Can we talk about those videos for a second?
Yeah, well, let's end with that. Like, let's end with that. Jeez, okay. You told me the videos had dropped. I waited until last night after Larissa and I had.
My friend told me.
Unwound.
My homegirl Ariani told me about that shit.
Yeah, so we unwound, and I was like, "You want to watch the videos?" Because she likes the records. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not going to down her for that.
I would.
Nah, she got too good of a track record musically. You can have some slip ups. I'm not tripping, but she's like, "Yeah, well, let's just watch." So I put the.
Chun-Li first?
No, I put Barbie Tings on. And we're watching it. We actually made it through the whole thing.
Whole thing?
Yeah, and afterwards she just looked and she's like, that was the worst fucking video I've ever seen. It had nothing to do with nothing. And I was like, I was just giggling. I was
It's just like the song and nothing to do with nothing.
Yeah. And of course she walks out looking very fake ass body. And it's like, she asked what she brought. She goes, she don't even look real anymore. Don't even look appeasing. And I was like, yep. I was like, let's check out Chun-Li. Yeah, I made it up until the first hook, and I turned that shit off. I couldn't do it.
I made it to like 2 minutes and turned it off. And then before we recorded, I tried watching the whole. I got halfway and turned it off.
Nah, I couldn't.
I remember the worst video she dropped was this. It's not touching the stupid hole video. You remember that video?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was her least liked video. I remember there was a huge backlash. That shit was trash.
Yep.
Now these two songs, yeah, they're flopping again, just like how those other 3 songs came out again. I told people this was gonna happen. She was gonna be on the charts for now, and then it just slowly but surely slipped off the fucking charts from top 10 to not mention at all.
So is she recording the diss record to Cardi as she's watching her at the Met Gala?
She probably is. She probably has a whole bunch of fucking records.
Yep.
And on that note, I guess this is episode 87 of the iLLogical Sense podcast. Your boy Busby.
J.C. No Hundreds. Of course, you can hit us up on all our social media. My individual one, of course, at J.C. No Hundreds.
And me at Mr. Busby 4 lowercase 08.
And you could also hit us on the account, the official iLLogical Sense Twitter. That's T iLLogical SP. And we'll put up some more illogicals for y'all to have fun with over the week. And
I was expecting to argue about LeBron versus Jordan, but then that shit just slipped my mind.
You know what? I titled that. I've done that shit in the past. You throw in Kobe, and I call it Le Jorbe. Just the Le Jorbe argument, and I'm so fucking over that.
But nobody ever just wants to. It's just fun. I saw this one tweet going like, "Yeah, everyone will be always talking about when Jordan and LeBron stands be arguing with each other, and the Kobe stand comes, they just stick their lips like, as we were saying, like they just ignore that. They just ignore Kobe." I mean, if anyone wants to talk about Kobe, man, if anyone wants to compare anyone to Jordan, it's Kobe. Well, that's just me. I'm not even a Laker fan. I saw Kobe do a lot of such amazing shit on that court. It's fucking amazing.
I mean, if you want to argue for any one of those 3, by all means, I don't care. It's gonna be somebody in 10 years they're gonna say is the best overall. So it changes every 10 years.
You should play that clip from fucking Bad Teacher to end this shit.
Nah, because that's not how we always end our shit.
Oh, for fuck Jed York, will not play that shit.
You're out of your mind. There is no way that LeBron will ever beat Jordan. Nobody will ever beat Jordan, okay?
Okay, LeBron's a better rebounder and passer.
Will you let me finish? Can you let me finish? Call me when LeBron has 6 championships.
Is that your only argument?
It's the only argument I need, Sean!